Hello, everyone. We're finally here. We do have one
Hi.
person who might be coming a bit later. Their internet is acting up. That is Oso. So he'll probably show up at some point. But for now, let's get intros out of the way. Um, this is the Eternal Undermountain stream. We stream Wednesdays from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Watch the sister stream over on Sunday from 9 to midnight. Um, it's a different campaign with a different set of people. Just so you know, you can check out my books on Drive-Thru RPG, and I have another new book that's a collection of rollable tables called Noble Crumpet's Book of Secrets, and that's probably going to be coming out before Christmas, hopefully. If not, probably in January. Um, and this is also Montana Miller's last session with us for now, just because of scheduling conflicts. Uh, so we hate to see you go, but we are also gaining a Patreon patron joining us. We finally got a
Hey,
hold of
there
one.
they are.
I'd like to introduce uh, your patron name is Meggie, and I believe that is also your name, or Meg.
Meg.
Yes.
Maggie.
Yeah.
Anything that's related to that, I'll answer to.
All right. And we'll introduce your character when they arrive, which should be fairly shortly. Last time
Ben's
on...
here.
Oh, Ben's here. I told you
Hi.
he'd be joining us
I
eventually.
might.
I can't hear him, but
What?
Yeah.
oh, I hear you. Hi.
Oh, hi. Hey.
There you are.
Hello.
Welcome. All right,
Welcome.
let's go.
So, last time on the Dork Vision stream, the party delved deeper into the ale storehouse of the Malercan dwarves, and after experimenting with a few of the giant kegs, they found that one of them contained a giant ooze made out of alcohol. After dispatching and downing that creature as quick as they could, they made their way to a ramp that is just filled with pit traps that are one-way pit traps. Eventually, they did some Donkey Kong shenanigans to barrel roll down the ramp there. After leaping a few people across and whatnot. But not before Alistair was able to find a secret door at the very base of this ramp. Within hundreds of barrels that were broken along the floor, a few piles still intact, and as they went to investigate one, it suddenly shot out some pseudopods at them to attack. It is a mimic, and there are multiples. That is where we pick up now.
Oh shit! I forgot about this.
That's what the recap's for.
Forgot where we were.
There
Don't
we
worry
go.
about me. I'll be fine.
All
Sure.
right. So, don't worry, I won't mess this up. Alistair, you are not surprised. Everyone else,
No, I am
yes,
not.
they is. I'm gonna
Cause you're
try
nuts first.
and get everybody in here. Gonna start the initiative. Do. Combat tracker. Start. Cool, it's Oso's turn. That would have been awkward if you weren't here.
Shit.
You're like, how do I do this now?
I remember exactly what I was gonna. Why? I don't remember what I was gonna do. I had a plan.
You might have had a plan. I believe
I
that
forgot. I
pit is
forgot.
being held open by a crowbar. That's what the little purple square represents. I believe everybody's out of the pits right now. I don't know if there are any others that are being held open by force. Maybe the second one that BB had gotten out of?
I think it was temporarily being held open.
Okay.
Oh, we're in combat now, right?
We are now in combat.
Okay, that's what I was gonna do.
I should get some better combat music.
I need to know
What do you want from me?
what.
Don't worry about it.
DMCA!
Yeah.
So,
Do I
Oso.
fit in here?
Oh right, this is what you wanted to do. Yeah, you can fit in here. You don't even need to squeeze. It's just that you're taking up the entire space.
Okay, gotcha.
There
Don't
is
even need to
enough
squeeze.
space for you to easily hop over these pits, being a giant toad as you transform. Hold on, it's been a bit, so I need to go find it. Where is it? There it is.
bang ugly.
Excellent.
Yeah, nailed it every time.
So that is your bonus action. What would you like to do now?
I would like to dash as far as I can.
Okay.
Gonna end up right
Hi,
around here.
Phoenix.
Yes.
Oh, and Phoenix, it started as soon as I.
Of course.
God. All right, it's gonna be one of those nights.
She knows.
A little push to talk action, fix that.
All right.
That'll be it.
Okay. I'm just gonna have you end your turn right there, if that's possible. You did dash, so I think that's possible for you.
Yeah.
Just because you don't want to end in BB square.
Oh.
It's
You don't know that.
it is a
Don't
tight
rush it.
space. Okay.
I'm gonna
Newt.
end her square.
It is Bean's turn.
Can you? Hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay. I
Hi.
didn't know if I was muted. Which way are? Do I know which way the enemies are coming from?
You heard Alistair yell from down the hall. Oh, I forgot you guys are all supposed to be surprised. God dang it.
I'm
Oh,
surprised.
yeah. So.
You know,
Oh.
I'll just have only one turn has passed, so I'm actually going to just say that that was Oso's turn when it comes back around. That's all right
That's
with
fair.
you guys.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. So, Alistair, conveniently, you're next. You are not surprised by
Aha.
this and are able to react speedily.
Right. Well,
Speedily.
let's do the boom boom blades.
Get it.
Oh no. I don't think I hit that.
Let me check.
I mean,
Yeah, no. So you move to swing your rapier at the creature, but it unfortunately gets stuck in some of its like adhesive coating just as soon as you try and
Ew.
slap it. It's ineffective.
gross.
Anything else for your turn?
Yes, I gonna bonus action disengage, but these what are they? The barrels.
Mhm.
Like moving through those squares, is that like
Those are piles of
Half
barrels.
speed.
If there's an individual barrel, I'm going to say it's half movement speed.
alright, so 5 like 10 15 25 30?
I think that works, and then I'm assuming the bonus action was to disengage.
Yeah, that was the disengage.
Okay. So
And
even
then
though
that's
this
me.
mimic was able to get the jump on you, you were able to dodge out of that sticky mess and I guess backpaw your way out of the room and out of danger. Neat. What a great surprise enemy.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
You try to sneak
if you
up on the
take a
road
thing
and
that
it doesn't-
says you're immune to surprise, might as well get the most of it. Meanwhile, the mimics do start moving towards you guys. This one's going to move over here, and it's going to take the hide action.
oh, well, it's sneaky.
Sneaky badger.
Ooh, wow, and they're good.
It disappears amongst the other barrels as the barrels like kind of all shudder around as it nestles its way in. BB, you are surprised. Meanwhile, oh whoops, it accidentally included the steel defender. That's fine. I'll just check here.
Oh shit, something.
Sure. So, Volt, you have just entered this way, having seen that there were a bunch of destroyed ballistas outside, and it looked like this place had been busted into. You also see a fresh torch right in front of you, and hear distant commotion up ahead. It sounds like it could be an adventuring party of sorts.
Cool.
A really handsome tree is involved.
I've recently been separated from my own party, so I'm feeling a bit lonely. So I'm gonna go investigate that sound.
All right.
Are the doors open here?
The doors are open, yes.
All right. I will head in. I can move 40 feet on the defender.
And it can dash if it wants.
Sure. Yeah. I'll go the 40. Probably not gonna see much, and I'll just keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Do I see this ooze booze?
you see the remnants of a pile of ale. You might not interpret it as an ooze. I believe you also see an empty clothesline and the remnants of a campfire. Right about there, yes.
Awesome. So I hear the voices coming from further down the room.
Mm-hmm.
I will dash forward again. So I'll use the dash action.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll load them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. And I'll be here.
Okay. And your turn goes immediately after the defender. I believe these doors are open. They were made of stone, so they've been probably wedged on their own weight. The ramp is going downward, but you can definitely see that there are figures moving about down there, including a large object.
Okay. I probably don't want to dismount.
That's fair.
since- Yeah. But I'll call out, being like, "Oh, hey, it's nice to see people here.
Huh? Who's that?
I'm Volt. I'm just an adventurer."
Well, adventure means you got something on you that can hurt these things. Get on in.
Oh, you're in combat. Oh, maybe it was
Garrett.
better if I didn't see you. But yes, I can probably help once I get there.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
Phoebe
Leave
starts
some fight
loading
for
it-
me.
All right, Newt. I'm gonna say you're also surprised, and these mimics are going to take similar actions. They are going to just move into some of these barrel areas and attempt to hide. Do one for each of them.
Stole my thing. What the?
Nice. Those are pretty good numbers.
They're sneaky, sneaky mimics.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
the ability to mimic pretty much anything makes them pretty good at this.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, Montana. It is your turn. Alistair just ran out of the room, shouting that there was some sort of combat. And meanwhile, the barrels have just kind of shuddered and then come to rest.
Not surprised?
Sorry?
Am I not surprised?
Oh,
This was a surprise round, right?
yeah, it was.
I'm just really slow. Look at that one.
Okay, Oso, you are presumed to have jumped down here, so now Bean can act. Whew.
Well, Bean's gonna start flying toward Oso, but I can't
Toward
pass him, right?
I'm gonna say Bean can, because Bean can fly. And there's enough space in here for Oso to jump, so I assume that there's enough space for Bean to get an overhead.
Okay. Well, actually, before I fly, can I be invisible?
Yeah, that just takes an action to do so.
Then I'll do that instead of flying. I'd rather be invisible
Well,
right now.
you can still move after you take an action.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, invisible, and then I'm gonna move to right. Yeah.
Right, Bean shudders and turns into spectral sort of bean for you.
Spectral being.
This was my favorite kind after Pinto.
Mm.
Wow.
All right, Alistair,
And Sensu Bean.
it is your turn. You have just gotten out of harm's way, but you have lost track of some of the mimics.
Can I attempt to perceive?
Sure.
Hey.
Nice.
Okay, you have spotted, two of them. You've spotted this one and this one. You know approximately where they have hidden themselves, assuming that you didn't get them incorrectly, a la a Cups game.
Oh, like, where's the queen? Where's the queen? Is it
Yeah.
left? Is it right? Okay. I'm gonna attempt to shoot this one.
I will say that from
Or that's weird
your current perspective, they probably have cover.
because of the barrels, right?
Yeah, I'll just reveal them actually, so you can see where you've spotted them.
5 feet. 10, 15, 20. And then Yeah, does this give me better
Yeah.
vantage point? All right. Just do this. My God, why roll 20? Are you doing this tonight?
Dang.
You leap out from behind the barrel, and you fire your crossbow. Choom! It just lands right in the barrel. The barrel nearby it shudders.
Oh,
This is probably a racist barrel anyway, though. I think good job.
so it
What?
was 5, 10, 15, 20.
What?
Just assume that barrel is. Oh my God.
So the barrel
Alright,
was a bad barrel, so good shot anyway.
10, and then I'm gonna attempt to just use my bonus action to hide.
Okay, sure.
There we go.
You duck behind the barrels, putting some,
I'll stay here.
putting something between you and the mimics. Now you're both hiding amongst barrels.
Nice.
The wonderful game of hide and seek. Come join us.
This boy, is going to hip hop shudder away and try to hide once more. So the music seems to have stopped for me. Oh no,
Oh, nope, I got it.
it's just very
It's
low. Weird.
To play for volume sometimes.
Okay. This one's gonna hide. Okay. This one disappears amongst several other barrels.
Bless you. Was
Where
that
did he
sneeze?
go?
Bibi, it is your turn. Oso is taking up most of the way in front of you. And
Damn
you,
it, Oso.
and you have heard a voice from behind you. Do you
Toad butt is in the way again. Yeah, I heard the voice
Okay,
from behind.
guys,
I'm,
one of
I'm
these days I'll hit them.
gonna try to push on forward since I already said hello. Dire times. Can I squeeze past Oso?
You'd probably need to... You'd probably either need to wait for him to move,
I'm gonna kick his butt. Damn it, move!
or you could maybe
You could
do an
get
athletics
on me.
check to climb over him. And then jump
you-
off of him over the pit. And play as it were leapfrog.
Don't you say it. Damn it.
Nice.
Leap Toad.
Bleep bean.
Okay. A 19 for an athletics check is totally fine. He has ample handholds being made out of this.
I'm gonna grab at his eye as I climb over.
The rare is bummy thick. So
Ow! What the fuck?
BB starts grabbing at your sort of exoskeleton of branches webbing over your body to form your toad form, and jumps off of your snout to get over the last barrel pit at the end of the ramp.
Well, I'm assuming
welcome.
that's gonna be toad noises.
That's
I don't
most
know
of your
what to say.
movement.
Okay, then I'm gonna wait here then.
Okay. You wait there. Volt and the Steel Defender. Does your Steel Defender have a name? You might be muted.
Hello?
Oh, no.
Yeah, there you are.
Oh, hi.
Oh, okay, good, yeah. Yeah, his name would be Spark,
Of course.
Nice.
Hi.
of course.
We have another click and clack.
Uh,
Alright. Yeah, we'll just head forward through this door to what I can hear. Yeah, I'll have him move forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I see this pit?
Yes, that one has been wedged open. From the looks of it, there appears to be one in front of this goblin wearing a horned kind of helm on their head and like a kind of ragged robes otherwise. The pit in front of them appears to be, it has like a piton, or a piton, I learned how to pronounce that,
no, we
sticking,
didn't.
sticking out of its hinges, although it's not quite staying open, but it's visible.
Okay, is it safe to cross, or do I have to...
This one
Neat.
would still require a check to cross.
Does it look easy to cross? Or...
There's no
or is
chance
it-
of falling in.
Oh, okay, okay.
Actually,
Uh,
Has it been wedged open? Yeah, it's been wedged open because it wants to close. Um, okay, so it would still need an athletics check to just jump over it. It's not too difficult. It's probably like a DC 10.
Good. Or would I feel more comfortable if I enlarge Spark to like just walk over this pit?
That might be even easier.
All right. I see a giant toad. Do I see the giant toad too in front of
You
me?
do. It is made out of wood. Perhaps that's the thing that they're talking about, needing help defeating.
Oh no.
Oh no. All right. Seeing that, I cast enlarge on Spark to increase the size, so that he can easily cross this pit, and also to compete in size against the monster that is in front of me.
Heck yeah.
Perception.
At this
So that
point,
was-
it's very easy to get over these pits, because I don't think you can even fit in them.
All right. Would I have to wait until end of Spark's turn to essentially cast that? Then I guess so he would end his movement.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he'll end his movement. I'll cast enlarge on Spark, and I will call out to Newt. A goblin, you said? I can see in front of me.
Mhm.
Are you alright? Are you hurt?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your character's name is Newt.
I was born ready.
Are
But
you
I'm
okay?
That's not what she is. I was born
Alright,
ready.
sounds like you're not hurt.
My eyes like twitching and I'm very hurt. I was born
Yeah,
ready.
you passed out.
Hey, are you okay? I was born ready.
Okay.
uh, but no, I'm good. But who are you? Where did you even come from?
I'm a gnome, I'm an artificer, I can help you, I can defeat that monster that's right in front of you.
That's a big dog.
Yeah.
I turn around and I
He's a
rip
good
it.
boy.
Yes, from your perspective, Newt, this is a gigantic steel dog sort of thing, being ridden by a small gnome wearing hefty armor with a large shield and a lance.
I've never made
Oh.
a character better than that.
Well, I'm
was
definitely
fantastic.
not gonna stand in the way of that. So I'm just gonna back
It-
right the hell up against the wall and let that thing go wherever it wants to.
All right,
So I'm just gonna, that's my turn. Yep.
sure. Newt, you do have a turn. You can get past Oso. I'm gonna say you have a much easier time getting past them than BB because you're small. Although there is still a pit in front of you.
Well, I need to get over the pits, but I'm nervous I'm gonna fall in.
Did you ask the puppy for help?
I know, puppy.
There's now room
Puppy.
on the puppy for 2 people.
Oh, please. I am small.
I second that. I'm not doing that great. I need
I was
help.
not born ready.
Not-
I was
not
prematurely born. Please
no.
help.
On!
Well,
Just wait for me, I'll get there.
all right. Can I ready the action to jump on board when
Of course you
when they
can.
come through? Okay.
Now 2 small creatures will be riding the large creature. Perfect.
I love the fan art of this when it
Which
comes.
one?
There's fan art. Well, Allie's a fan.
I'm occupied
If I keep saying it, maybe we'll get it.
All right. Alistair, as you are looking back and looking for where that mimic has gone, another mimic has just appeared right behind you. It leaps out of the barrels with its the barrel's lid with like its pseudopods, and like opens up with these teeth and a giant tongue. It wiggles towards you.
Did it perceive me? From thinking?
It did.
Damn it. Alright, what is that? That was an attack, right?
It was an attack. 16. Does that hit?
Yep.
Okay, I wasn't sure because that's kind of close. Okay.
Yeah, it was, but it got it.
Okay, you take 7 bludgeoning damage, and you are now adhered to it as its pseudopod lashes out and sticks to your furry hide.
Ew, mate. No. Nope.
It ends its turn. This mimic is visible to you, or at least you could perceive approximately where it was. It sees that you are like getting grappled over there, and it's going to try and get its way around to. Okay, so it's able to squeeze in through here, and this one is just going to go for a bite now that you're restrained. A barrel latches onto your arm, complete with teeth. Kind of like catching cats in a barrel here. That's gonna deal, assuming a 21 hits, 17 total damage.
Alright, I'm gonna half it with Uncanny Dodge.
Sure. As this barrel looms towards you to snap over your arm, you pull most of your arm out in time, and you resist most of the damage. That's only going to be 9 damage. Right, it ends its turn. Montana, now it is your turn.
We see all of the mimics then, since they've made themselves known.
You can see these two, yeah. They are ganging up on
hanging on.
Alistair here. It's a barrel of fun over here.
No, it
Sure.
isn't.
I guess I will try to, what's the word? Sacred Flame, the one that's up against the wall here that's 2 squares away from me.
Sure. It's going to need to make a dex save as you try to smite it with your holy power. Okay, I think that's a miss. Deal that damage. Okay, that is 5 radiant damage. It deals full damage, so that's good. This sacred radiant fire blazes around its gooey sort of flesh, but it eventually shrugs it off. It is still looking fairly resilient. Anything else for your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna back up 1 square into the hallway.
Okay.
Oh, don't leave me.
I'm not going too far.
Okay.
Oso, there's a dwarf at the end of the hallway.
Oh,
It's me.
um,
Do you
Okay.
recognize me, Oso?
yes.
It's me! Oso!
What?
Like
Wait,
holding
why?
up fingers to somebody who takes off their glasses and you're like, how many fingers am I holding?
Why did you tell me that there was a dwarf at the end of the hallway?
It's sort of in your way. Assuming you're gonna
It's in
leap
my way.
over.
It's
BB.
about to not be. Yeah, I'm about to be in their way.
I swear, boy, if you crush me, you're gonna get a
Uh,
pellet through the
I
leg.
jump as soon as he starts talking.
okay, there is room to jump over BB, but there's not
As soon as he
a
starts
great
talking.
place to land for Montana. Montana, make a dexterity save.
The thing I'm best at. Oh.
Can I assist in like riveting really loudly before I jump? So that she has like advantage, like, hey, I'm on my way.
Well, they both weren't great. I'm gonna say that you're gonna deal some damage to Montana. Assuming that you jumped like 10 feet in the air and fell like 10 feet because of the slope, I'll just deal 2d6 damage to Montana. 8 bludgeoning damage. Montana, you are bludgeoned by this giant toad made out of wood that kind of lands on you, pushing you down towards the ground and knocking you prone.
Oh, great.
All right,
I'm the
Bean.
best player on their
So
You look into the room, and man, Alistair's just got his hands in all these barrels, and he's screaming.
get
Thirsty?
these damn things off of me.
I really
you-
wish-
They're
you
going
then-
to ruin my fine cloaks.
Using your toad eyes, you're able to intuit that these things have tentacles and are rather sticky. They also have teeth.
I'm not into it.
Are you sure? God, I want to talk so badly.
Positive. Oh,
Can I walk the rest of my movement?
Yeah.
Alright, well, you're right up on him.
You are
And I'm
upon
gonna
them.
bite him.
Gonna bite.
Gonna crumb.
Oof.
Oh, boy.
Unfortunately, your toady appendages aren't able to get fully into this room right away, and your mouth doesn't snap over that barrel quickly enough. It leaps into the other barrels, kind of dragging Alistair like an instant away from you as well. Anything else for your turn?
That be all, my friend.
Bean! Bean is invisible.
Be
It's also
invisible.
lagging, I think.
Oh, there it is.
I was wondering when it was gonna go over.
Well, he's invisible, so he's gonna go see what's going on. So, four. Five, six.
You can
Can I
squeeze.
go here?
You can squeeze through there because Bean is tiny.
Can I stay there though, or do I have to move?
You should probably
Like, can
move.
we occupy the same space? Okay.
Yeah. You should probably
Alright,
move
then.
at least out of there.
Then I'm gonna move to this spot.
Okay. Is Bean attacking anything, or is that just their movement?
No. Bean's just observing right now.
Ah, okay. You observe Alistair getting torn to shreds. Alistair,
Oh, nice.
it is your turn.
There
There is now.
someone to witness your death.
Witness.
Alright, so I'm grappled essentially by two
You are
things?
grappled by just this one.
Okay, just that.
The other one just took a
Alright.
bite. Just a
Alright,
little
can I
nibble.
attempt to release myself from the grapple? I'm not sure what.
That is an action to try and escape.
Okay, I'd like to do that. What's the check?
Actually, hold on, because sometimes it's like...
I'm not sure if it's athletics or strength or.
It's an escape DC, so you can use acrobatics.
Yay.
Although, it does say that ability checks made to escape a mimic's grapple have a disadvantage, just because it's so sticky. So,
Oh,
and that
well,
doesn't
maybe
matter
it'd
which...
be better to. Would attacking it, I wouldn't have advantage, right? Because it's like on me, and it's easier to hit at all.
Darn. Let me see what restrained does. I don't think it should have...
I doubt it, but I was.
The creature's attack rolls have disadvantage, so you can't use your sneak attack.
No, yeah.
I actually didn't know that for some reason.
Attack rolls have disadvantage. The creature's disadvantage.
Hold on, grappled is different. Okay, you actually can sneak attack it. My
Okay.
mistake.
I mean, I might as well just try to hit it
Okay.
with my, I don't know, a dagger. 'Cause it seems like it would make more sense than a rapier.
Okay. I think the last thing you had out was your crossbow. Assuming
Oh yeah.
you had that, you would have to drop that to pull out the dagger. So you drop that, pull out the dagger, and then just attack the mimic, trying to get it off of you with the best form of crowd control, which is killing it. That's
Yeah.
gonna hit.
Yay.
You stab into its sticky form for 13 damage while it's distracted by that toad. And
I don't know
yeah,
if it does anything, but can I use the? I'm using the undead silver dagger I got from Arovania. I don't know if it'll
Anymore?
affect it at all, but it's for flavor
It-
purposes.
That doesn't
exist
exist.
anymore.
that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
No.
all of the items from that.
Oh.
Oops.
I assume you
Alright, well, I
have
use
a
one of my-
dagger.
Yeah, I have regular ones, but I was just gonna.
Sorry.
Yeah, I do.
You reach for your silver dagger and nothing's there.
Oh no, it's not there. Well, I'm gonna have to use my other fancy daggers.
Yep.
Stab it.
You pull another one out of another crevice. Anything
Right, and
else?
then-
What? Crevice?
It's
Why
movement.
crevice?
This is where you put daggers, dude. Okay.
No, no, you don't. It's dangerous.
I can't move at all with the thing, right?
Yeah, you can't move because you are grappled, and it has control of its grapple.
Damn it.
BB, it is your turn. This time the giant toad is taking up the entire space in this doorway. It is impossible to pass.
You are by far the worst companion, and I'm gonna kick him in the thigh.
Okay, you kick him in
Very
his frog
helpful,
leg.
Oso.
I'm sure it does 0 damage to him, just because I'm not like trying to like beat him, just like a little.
I assume you're wearing
asshole."
steel-toed boots, otherwise it's kind of like you stubbed your toe on a piece of furniture. otherwise, are you?
I guess, can I hold a reaction to shoot at an enemy that may approach me? Or if there is room after his turn.
Sure. Do you want to reorient yourself at all?
I will move closer to the edge of the wall so that way I can kind of peer around.
Okay, that sounds good.
And then
If
hold the action.
the room frees up, you will be able to take that action. Remind me if I don't.
Will do.
If it frees up.
Spark.
Big old toad butt.
Alright, I'll move forward.
Give me
Stepping
up.
over this pit. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. And you had a reaction, right?
Yes.
Yep. So Newt climbs up onto Spark, probably with Volt's help, holding out a probably your shield to like grip onto and help them climb up. Now you're both on, and you can easily step over these pits, kind of just as difficult terrain.
Okay, cool.
Yay.
So I have a little bit more movement, so I'll go ahead and Spark will go forward. So you said the pits are difficult terrain?
Yeah. So
Count as
just
2 blocks.
yeah, just an extra 5 feet each time you pass over one.
7.
But Volt has
I think I can get
or
to.
Spark has a lot of movement, and it can even dash if it needs to.
That's right. I think I see the giant toad. I just saw the dragonborn kicking it,
Yep.
confirming my suspicion that it is
Oh,
the
boy.
monster we're fighting against.
Yes.
And yeah, I guess
Charge.
I look at Newt to kind of, as Spark is heading that way, I will just look at Newt to confirm. But Spark will just dash one. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is as far as he can get, probably.
Okay.
I'm assuming, yeah.
So,
And-
Newt, it looks like Volt here is going to go and attack the toad.
Oh no.
Do you do anything to stop them?
Yes, please don't.
Oh,
You know, popping
No.
that form might be the best thing to
No,
happen.
no. There's stuff. No. He's. Just don't. He's fine.
he's good.
He's good. He's good. But
Ah.
he can't tell you, but he's good.
Okay, so he's good. He's
It's a
Person?
long. It'll be.
He's good. He's just done the most damage to anybody so far.
No. I don't know who this person is, but you know what? I'm just saying that this toad deserves some boot in the butt.
Well, I mean.
I already
yeah,
got
I
a
mean-
boot in the butt.
and it.
You got
You
a
got a
dwarf in
toe.
the butt, really.
And you got a sticky shoe.
Team
Oh, you guys are-
with these mimics.
There's. I believe there's something in the other room.
other
now
rooms
we
of.
can't
There's something in this room.
see because
Yeah.
he's so big.
Can
so
can someone tell the toad to just move over?
We have been.
Well, BB's been trying, but he's not
Ah.
getting the idea.
Hey, so move your ass.
Volt, do you want to hold any actions in this case?
Sure, yeah. Well, I guess I'm wondering, does it look like anyone's injured? Because I can potentially cure someone if they're within.
BB looks somewhat beaten up. They had fallen down a pit recently, so they're just a little battered and bruised. The one that looks like they need the most attention, just from pure eyesight, is there are 2 dwarf legs sticking out from underneath of a toad.
Those are my legs. Those are my legs too. Don't worry about those. They're extra dwarf legs.
I mean, ribbit,
Alright, I guess-
said the toad.
Ribbit.
I love talking. Let me choose the class that doesn't.
Table talk, Chris. Shut up.
Alright, sounds good. Then I will prepare to shoot firebolt. Yeah, when I can see an enemy that people are talking about,
Okay.
whatever they may be.
Are you good where your placement is? Are you staying
I'll
on your
So,
mount?
yeah, I'll stay on, but I'll be at the front, I guess, of the.
Okay, you like hunch over onto Spark's neck.
Yeah.
Newt, doing a similar thing.
Yes.
Holding an action until something shows its face.
Yeah, and being the mediator, I suppose.
Okay, tis this mimic's turn. This boy is going to attack, and it has advantage on attack rolls against any creature that is grappled by it. So it is going to attack Alistair with advantage as it drags him into his barrel lid for some bites.
Aha!
Well, a 12 doesn't hit. I don't know why I said 20. That is going to miss. The Mimic is then going to try and drag Alistair out of here at half movement speed.
Oh.
Going 1,
Eh,
2, 3,
It's a
4,
strong barrel.
which does provoke an attack from Oso as it's moving away. If you want to take it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, a
Why?
10 does not hit. You go to shoot your tongue out at it, and you grab another barrel instead. Alistair is dragged away. And I'm going to say, just from the nature, you kind of like move this way as it's dragging you. That's as much movement as it has. So, this Mimic's turn. This Mimic is going to start hopping away, and it is going to take the hide action. It verifiably disappears amongst the barrels.
Jeez.
Montana, you are beneath a toad. I'm going to say that you can pull yourself out easily enough, and as usual, half movement speed to get up.
Do that then. I'll just move here. And then, honestly, I think I'm just gonna yell at Oso to move and get out of the way because we're all trying to get in that door and he's a little in the way.
A little.
Just a little.
I mean, I got to bound across the
Ribbit.
hallway. I got here as fast as I can.
Ribbit.
I guess I'll
This is
ready
to
an
you,
action.
not.
I guess I'll ready an action to try to cast Sacred Flame at, like, if I happen to see any of the Mimic, like, line of sight by the time my next turn rolls around. I'll
Sure.
just try to hit one of them with a Sacred Flame.
Oso, it's your turn. I don't know if you have any ideas about what you want to do, but it sounds like a lot of people want you to move.
I'm gonna go ahead and back up. Actually, I don't feel comfortable. I think Alistair's got this.
Help! Help!
totally.
I'm being dragged into the plate in
You're
a barrels.
kidding?
Yeah, I'm gonna scooch forward. I want to. I don't know if I can jump on the Mimic without jumping on Alistair.
There's also a lot of barrels in this room, although it is a pretty big room. The room, I guess I should tell you this because it's relevant to jumping over things. The room is pyramidal in structure, looking as if it's supposed to hold like a pyramid of barrels, fairly tightly. Not super tight, but it's going to be difficult to jump over these like piles in this room without risking knocking them over.
I should have been a fucking spider.
You just had to
That's
flex
the story
on
of my
your
life.
thighs, didn't you?
I just wanted to jump. Like, you guys like the toad.
We do like the toad.
There are smaller
We already
versions
have
of
a
these
toad.
animals.
Yeah, but he can't cross as well.
Well, okay.
I guess I can walk
Do you
up to
have
him.
any
Can I walk
attacks
up
that
to
you
him?
can do by, like, getting your tongue out?
If you want to go that way, it's going to knock over some of the barrels.
That's fine.
If you're okay with that, that's fine.
That was a weird warning.
Careful!
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely don't care.
Okay, you knock over a pile of barrels, and the ale starts spilling out all over the place as barrels clatter down to the floor. Precious Malercan gold filtering down into the dungeon's tiles. You have made it to Alistair.
I had a reaction.
Oh.
You do have a reaction, although you...
Am I
Yeah,
able
you're gonna have
see
to make a perception check if you want to see anything. You look around for what's the problem in here, and although Alistair shouted mimics, you don't see anything in here. You just see a lot of barrels and a toad,
toad.
who is blocking most of the action to Alistair.
I am the action.
As far as everybody else's reactions, that's still... Nobody really has a clear shot at anything, so everybody's kind of still in a holding pattern. Okay. Oh, wait, I didn't...
Wait, I didn't.
What else do you want to do for your turn, Oso?
Well, I wanted to try an attack.
Sure, you're gonna need to get a little closer.
Oh.
What's your movement speed? 20 feet.
Okay, I accidentally rolled twice. Try the second one.
Okay, the 19 does hit. And that's gonna deal... Does it have any immunities to poison? No, it does not. Okay, so it's gonna take...
Now he's grappled.
He is grappled. So the Mimic has a grip on Alistair, and you grab onto the Mimic and start dragging it into your mouth. Cool. You're grappling the Mimic. Anything else for your turn?
Yeah. Nope, that's it.
Bean, you are invisible.
Well, Bean's gonna get the idea of what's going on and is going to attack that mimic.
Okay. Bean flies around the other side and goes in for a sneaky attack against the Mimic. It has advantage because it is invisible, but it does reveal
Okay.
its position.
Alright. Let's try to get this little guy. Oh, yeah.
Right? It comes out of hiding. Ah, yeah! It's Bean time!
I've never
Sometimes
been
the
so
beans.
happy to see you.
Sometimes
it-
the beans bite back, baby.
It fails its Constitution saving throw, so it's going to take full 9 damage.
Hell yeah. Big time.
Righty. Bean gets off a good attack against it. However, Bean is now
Uh-oh.
adhered to
Oh no.
Mimic.
Oh no!
Bean's tiny size and needing to get in close to fight with one of its natural weapons has unfortunately stuck it to it. Kind of, it's also stuck to Oso, but Oso's more got control of that situation. It's kind of like he's chewing gum.
Nice.
Okay, Bean is done, but is now treated as... Where is the fancy thing? There it is.
Grappled. What a fucking clusterfuck. The Mimic has Alistair. I have the Mimic. Bean has
Oh, hold on.
sort of the Mimic
There we
as
go.
well, but in reverse.
The Mimic has
has
Bean.
Bean.
So, Alistair, you are in the Mimic's grasp, who is in the Toad's grasp, who has a grasp of Bean. Wait,
Uh-huh.
what will you do?
Yeah. How is it the mimic looking
It is kind
in
of...
regards?
Like a barrel.
Yes. Well, actually, in this case, no. Its form is starting to get a little goopy. Like the things that were once boards are starting to like turn back into like this pale white paste as it's trying to assert itself over its form. It looks like it's weakening.
All right. Well, let's just do another stabby stab.
You reach around with your dagger to go strike it.
Reach around.
Okay, you don't have advantage, but it does apply the sneak attack, and that does hit.
Yay. No, it's just 6.
Yep. So that's total 17 damage. Okay, Alistair, as you're going to stab at this mimic, you see that there is like a small core inside of it that looks hardened and is kind of like glowing and pulsating. You reach for that and stab it. With a small burst, the mimic deflates and the stickiness starts to fade. It loses its grip and dies.
Oh, thank God. All right. Well. All right. So through Oso's, I can't get through like here, right? I assume.
Yeah, no.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go in the corner and bonus action stealth.
Okay, you head into the
And
corner. and start hiding behind those barrels.
And pulling out my sheet and trying to clean goo off of me.
Okay,
It's so gross, sticky. Ew.
you've effectively hidden yourself. Okay, cool. A mimic appears to attack Oso.
Ah!
Another one leaps out from around and kind of like screes as it opens up like an alien egg and then latches onto your face.
Oh, a Fortnite player.
Is that within any of our sights?
No, because, well, no, because BB didn't spot it before.
Mm-mm.
Either way, it gets a critical hit,
Uh-oh.
which kind of
Oh,
works with
good.
the description, so... Oh, well, it's not that much damage. It's 10 damage. And you are now grappled by it.
What?
Scree.
Luck.
It leaps onto Oso and is now on his face.
Scree.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how big is this thing? What is the grapple? Is it like suction to me?
Yeah, it's just kind of
Oh,
glued to
really?
you. It's not to say that you aren't able to like try and get out of the grapple, but it's holding tight to you.
Right. I'm just thinking, is a grapple creature speed becomes 0? I don't know if that's. I mean, I'm bigger than it. Way bigger than it.
I
I
think.
don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it again.
Yeah, I think that it's technically you just have kind of the power over it. I think you can move around, but it's just stuck to you. Kind of like the moving onto a larger
is
creature type of
on-
rules. That's how I'm gonna do it
Right,
anyway.
Okay.
BB, your turn comes around. Oso is now leaping around, and they do have a mimic on them. Kind of hard to see under his toady form, but it's there.
Well, so is it like... Describe how it's attached to him.
It's on his face.
Just
Yeah.
on his face?
It is amorphous, generally. Most of the time.
I trust my aim. The last words I ever say.
I'm going to shoot that applesauce off that man's face.
Nice.
Applesauce.
Oh. She did. I mean, he did.
I trust my aim.
I trust it too. All 3 of those hit.
Wow.
I believe that's a total of 28 damage.
And it is. It is
Pew, pew, pew.
almost bloodied. But 3 shots
Oh.
later, chunks of the white pasty stuff fly off of the ooze as it tries to assert its form over Oso, creating a sort of boarded up toad kind of look here.
I'm gonna use the rest of my movement and just reposition myself in the room.
Okay.
Not so close to the barrels though, just in case one of them turn.
Okay. Spark. It's their turn to move.
If Spark tries to go into the room, would he be stepping on this door that's in front of him?
I'm gonna say, since Volt is like or I keep saying Volt. Since Spark is a mount, it's kind of more long than it is wide. That's kind of how large it is.
Rude.
Basically, I'm calling the toad fat. I can say you can move through Montana's space without injuring them. It's still half movement speed, though.
Okay, half movement to go around her, or if half movement entirely.
Half movement, she's treated as difficult terrain.
Okay,
That is the
Good.
wording that I'm going for.
alright. Spark will go forward.
Whee!
And I tell Volt, sorry, Newt. Volt tells Newt, I hope you wanted to get in here.
I don't really have a choice, so let's go. Woo!
Woo! And goes in here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. What do I see?
Okay, you see that there is a mimic attached to the giant toad's face. It is like flailing around trying to whip this thing off of it. You don't see Alistair. He is well hidden, although there is a fiery sort of bat flying about the room. BB over here is backed up against the wall and eyeing the barrels nervously.
Okay.
Bean get free of the mimic?
Hmm?
Did Bean get free of the mimic?
That mimic died.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the other one.
I don't know how I missed that.
I made it go away.
Well, it's hard for you to see from the hallway.
That's
From
fair.
under a toad.
So Spark can come here with a full movement. If
Oh my
if
God,
he
how
tries
cute.
to come around, would it knock off the barrels?
So this pile of barrels has been destroyed. It's still... I'm going to say
Okay.
this is difficult terrain. Just moving mostly anywhere in this room, really. Although these three barrel piles, those are treated as cover and, like, impassable. But you could, like, climb on top of them, etc. They're piles of barrels, while this one was a pile and was destroyed. But pretty much this whole room is, like, difficult terrain unless you're just going about the sides.
He'll use the dash action to come all the way 1, 2 here. Is that possible?
It is. However, that area does trigger
Uh-oh.
a reaction. Because there
Uh-oh.
was a mimic amongst this barrel. It leaps
Got
out
it.
and goes for Spark. Do-do-do.
Okay, yep.
Lashes out with a pseudopod. And gets a
He-
15.
15 does not hit.
Okay, I believe... Well, I'm not sure how that
Right.
works with surprise with the mounted combatant.
Oh,
Competent?
Combatant, I just said it weird, sorry.
No, I,
Never be
I liked
sorry.
it. I know I was into it. I don't
Combatant.
yeah, competent. It sounds competent.
Yeah.
know. Those are competent.
I think
With
that does
opening.
still work, so I think you can
He's
still
only ever
redirect
read
it.
that word.
I think they have advantage, right, if they're surprise attack.
Oh, yeah, well, either way, the advantage doesn't hit for this. So, it goes out to grab at Spark, but Spark is able to knock it away before it gets a good grip on it. That's it for its reaction. Is that it for Spark's movement and turn?
Because that was the dash action. So yeah.
Okay, then it is you.
Oh, I came a little too close. Oh well. Bolt will.
It's okay, you're kind of on the mount.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm wondering, am I like 5 feet from the mimic on the bottom or 10 feet? Because I'm kind of on that corner. The reason I ask is that Lance has a disadvantage when it's 5 feet.
Yikes. I'm gonna say that this one's very close. I'm just gonna roll a dice. I don't normally do this. I'm gonna
This one's 5 feet, the other one's 10 if you wanted. But
yeah. I'm gonna say that the lance can affect it. You were on its neck, so you were able to, like, as Spark reared back, you were able to get the lance to plunge back into the mimic on the downstroke.
okay. She does have so this is what I was planning. Tell me if I can do this. So she has extra attack, so she can attack twice. And she's a mounted combatant, and if the enemy is smaller than her mount, she gets an advantage.
Okay,
Um,
it is.
So alright, so she wants to attack like each of these mimics. Is that possible? Or
Yeah, sure.
I guess, yeah, okay, cool. The one thing I was gonna ask though is if she were to cast Grease, would that help in getting rid of that mimic off of the toad? Just
You
as
could
a
certainly try it.
Ah!
I would just attack.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. First attack the one on the toad. This
Sure.
one here. So this is a +1 lance, which is magical. So she has the battle ready, making it. She can use the int modifier. So I'm
Yep.
hoping it hits.
Yeah, I should have all that applied, and it looks like it is.
Yeah.
And that does hit. You,
Yes.
much like poking a pimple, have grasped at this mimic that is on the toad's face. Thankfully, it wasn't one of its existing warts, and that deals 15 piercing damage. Slamma. All right.
And she will attack. And then using the extra attack, she'll attack the other mimic.
Okay. As soon as you attack that one, you notice the other one has leapt out, attacking your mount. It rears back, and you plunge your lance down into this dude. For another hit.
Nice.
Yes.
That is 12 piercing damage. It punctures a little bubble on the mimic, and you hear a sickening pop.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That just made me get goosebumps.
All right.
And that's my turn.
Yeah.
Newt, you are also on the back of this this giant thing. There are 2 mimics nearby that you now have sight of. What do you do?
Well, I'm terrified of the one that just jumped out in front of me, so my gut reaction is to attack that as fast as I can.
All right, you manifest some fire bats and hurl those eldritchy blasts towards the mimic. And that's gonna...
One of them.
12, I think, is close. 12 hits.
Yes!
Nice. So that's gonna be 18 damage, force damage.
Yay.
They slam into the mimic and it squeals in pain. Anything else?
I'm gonna stay with these cool cats because they're bigger than me and they're gonna protect me.
You're
Okay.
safe here.
We'll see about that. It's this mimic's turn. This mimic is going to latch onto Volt's lance and try to crawl up it and attack with a pseudopod attack.
So the spark is going to use a reaction,
Ooh,
which is the deflect attack.
okay.
It imposes disadvantage if it's 5 feet of creature that's attacking.
Okay. It doesn't change much here.
Doesn't matter.
But I don't think a 16 hits your armor class anyway.
Oh yeah, that's right. But
Yeah.
I figured I would have to tell you that before.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
I have to tell you that before you attack. Yeah.
you would. I'm normally very quick, but it's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't hit.
Sure. Most of the time, I assume it's probably going to try and do that anyway if it gets attacked. Okay, so it crawls up your lance, but you kind of like using your artificer magic, kind of shock your lance, and the mimic like crawls off of it, defeated and kind of half stunned, but it quickly recovers. Montana, it is your turn. You are outside the hallway, recovering from getting crushed by a toad as all of your allies pile into the room.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Crush is the right word.
I am
Say
gonna
points of damage.
come into the room like that, and there's just so many large things.
She said as she walks
well,
into the
dang.
orgy.
Well, the trouble is that I don't know how I'm gonna be able to see either of these mimics because of the large toad and the large mechanical dog.
So you can get a vantage point from here at the one down here, I think. But even then, it's probably going to have cover. I'll reiterate, just because you haven't gotten visual of this room, I don't think, very much. This pile is just difficult terrain. It was smashed by Oso.
Okay. Well, I am going to try to hit that mimic that you said I can see with a sacred flame because the target gains no benefit from cover for the saving throw.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So we'll cross our fingers. Oh, it succeeded hardcore.
As you go to blast it, it seems that you hit another barrel instead.
No.
Okay, anything else for your turn?
Cry.
Okay. You cry over this, all this spilt ale. Oso, it is your turn.
How do
Gotta-
I get in people's way more? I want to just jump on Montana, maybe.
You could probably roll over onto Montana if you want.
Yeah, let me just do a rollover. Let me do rollover check.
I think
let me try
I think
Oso.
that's one of Miltank's abilities. I don't think you have access to that. But
Let's roll out.
Shit.
Sounds
No,
like
that's a ludicrous. Yeah, it's a ludicrous idea.
Okay, so there is a mimic on thy face. Ooh, that would have been
Oh,
good.
can I bite it if it's on my face?
I'm gonna say, yeah, you try and, like, grasp it like you had just blown a huge bubble from bubblegum, and you're trying to, like, get it off of your face by dragging it into your mouth to bite it. Man, this fight's getting really gross. A 15 does hit, and now you are grappling it. Huh.
The turntables.
How the
Oh, how the
turntables.
turntables.
How the turntables have turned.
Okay, and it's not immune to that poison damage, so you actually end up dealing a lot of damage. Its grip is
Nice.
loosening as you start to drag it into your mouth. You can hear its squeal starting to disappear, but it still has one tiny sliver of hit point left. Anything else for your turn?
Can I turn? No, that's a little meta. No, it's fine.
Okay.
Almost hit.
Bean.
Something meta, even though we're all yelling at you to turn. I don't think
Bean's
that's
coming
meta.
back. Bean's gonna.
I think we
He's
did
gonna-
it in character as well.
Does this one have
Yeah,
You
we're
definitely
thinking-
did it in
minimal
character.
HP?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
Does this one have minimal HP?
Yeah, it looks like only one more hit would probably do that one.
He's
in.
going for the kill.
Bean swoops in. Heck yeah, I'm gonna kill steal this bitch.
Are you gonna
Um,
fucking kill still? You're gonna cast this motherfucker from me.
You're a bit too busy rolling around.
Bean finds another one of those like glowing core things, rips it out of the mimic's form, and just tosses it onto the ground. The fall just smashes it into pieces. The gooiness that was on Oso suddenly like limps, and Oso, you are freed from the grapple, and the mimic is dead.
Like a snot.
You're free from my grapple.
Okay.
Alright. I'm just gonna sit and be proud of myself right now.
Alistair, you are pruning your fur over here, and the other mimic that had attacked Oso is now dead. There's one left that is attacking this new group of people that's in here.
Alright, I'm gonna do the boom booms.
Boom, 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 boom.
Rapier. Oh my god, why? Is
Yeah.
11 good or no?
So, you had taken the hide action before, so
Oh,
I
I
believe
have
that
advantage.
attack has advantage. So that does hit,
Nice.
and that's going to deal the 7 additional thunder damage, 7 piercing damage, 13 sneak attack damage. And now if it moves, it's
Wow.
going to take damage. Weirdly enough, this one is also at 1 hit point now,
Oh my.
at 28
Alright.
health.
We did it, guys.
Alright, and then I'm gonna bonus action disengage and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30. Come at me, bro!
You go for a swift strike while it's overextending itself to try and attack Volt. You strike at this one's apparent core, and it cracks a bit, but it just manages to pull itself back together a tiny bit as you double back to avoid its wrath.
We'll just say I'm using my cat dash because
Sure, because it's
I
difficult
misread
terrain.
rules. Yeah, it's fine.
BB, it is your turn. This other mimic has a lot of cover from you, and there's a lot of allies in the way. What do you want to do?
Can I try? Well, how tall are the barrels?
This is a probably 10-foot high pile.
Can I try and climb up on top of them?
Yeah, you can.
Try and climb up on top of them so I can get advantage. Assuming half movement.
Yeah, everyone has half movement while climbing except for Alistair.
Okay. And I'm going to, aim my pistol at the one over here.
Okay, you probably have to move like here, but yeah, you can get in there. It only has the +2 cover now, not the +5. Just because you're still trying to shoot over another thing of barrels. But you have the height to do so. That's gonna hit, and You finally do it in. You see a tiny glowing orb in between the barrels, and you're able to get a crack shot off. And that mimic is going to go down. Hold on, I have something for this. Got him.
Yeah.
Aha.
Okay. The barrels stop moving, and the mimics collapse into a pile of white paste. It looks like everything is fine for now. If there are any mimics left, they haven't made their presence known. Let's end combat.
Awesome.
Yay.
Reloading my weapons.
Reloading over here.
I'm reloading.
I look back on Newt and say, looks like you're safe now.
Thank you.
I mean, you
lift
were
up
safe
my
the whole
mask,
time.
well, my terribly cute but ugly self,
Aw.
and then slide it back down.
So, Montana, I think we found out where all your ale's been stored. And, by the way, it is good to meet you, fine miss. With name's BB.
Oh yeah, nice to meet you. Nice shot. My name is Vault. And this is Spark.
Off.
That's a big spark.
It is a big spark.
It wags its
I
tail.
need it sometimes for my ingenuity.
Uh-huh.
You guys are
Good
at about
doggy.
the same height for this handshake, by the way, because BB's standing on barrels and Volt is
On
on
the barrels,
an
yeah.
enlarged spark.
Spark
Well,
has another few
pleasure's all
minutes
mine.
until
I saw that, Oso. Oso transforms back into their original form.
Alright. I
Sorry,
look over at
Montana.
Like glare out
You
of
know
it.
your thing didn't go through.
Oh, dang. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
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 Okay. I
Nice.
just grumble at Oso and glare at him for jumping on me.
Hey, you were in my way. What do you want me to do? I had to get here.
You were in everyone's way.
Would I have to do a
I'm just
check?
saying.
Would I have to like do a check to survey the room for the damage that has been done? Like, do you want me to do an investigate check?
Well, you guys can also just, that's unusual.
Oh
Uh-oh.
dear.
Why
I
is
don't like
Bean
that.
Oso?
What?
The token is
It's
really
rude. I had them
weird.
selected when I
What's up,
shapeshifted.
buddy?
and-
So
Huh.
you have access to that macro, and it's on any token that you select, which is normally just you.
Oh, good.
Apparently, you're still able to select Bean from the one time when you were able to.
Yeah, I don't really don't touch
Neat.
it.
And we broke it.
Okay, so I'll fix this. You guys keep talking to each other.
In the toad.
So,
go.
what's the scoop, Volt? What's your story?
Oh yeah, well I was traveling in these dungeons and got separated from my crew, so been feeling a bit lonely and also kind of dangerous to be walking around alone. So when I heard people, I thought maybe I can travel with you guys.
Always good to have an extra pair of eyes. Especially
Yes.
when
And
one is,
Or four.
so your eyes, I feel like, aren't working quite right. You want to get that checked out.
What are you talking about? They're fine. You see
You
them?
saw
like-
Montana then, and you made that decision to squish her.
I riveted before I jumped. It's her fault for not getting out of the way.
We can't understand you, Oso, when you're in any sort of animal form. You know this.
Look, I had to get here, okay? This
Uh-huh.
is part of the hazards of working with me. What do you want?
Uh-huh. I'm glad that the thing got stuck to your face. It made it easier to shoot.
That's rude.
You said you needed to be there, just trying to be kind of helpful.
That's part of the hazards of working with BB, I guess.
I guess so.
I trust my aim. Well,
Still
I do
have
too. You're pretty good.
Okay,
I should still have the tankard from before, and I'm gonna try to open one of the barrels. There's probably one around that's like smashed open, but still has a little bit in it. And I'm just gonna
Yeah,
scoop
there's
some
one
and,
that's
and
like
see what it tastes like.
there's one that looks like an eggshell that's been opened, and there's still like a quarter of the barrel left. You reach into the bottom to take a sip, and honestly, the stuff that's been in these very nice-looking barrels, it's been perfectly aged. It is even better than the stuff that you tasted in the other room. There's a smokiness to it that just doesn't compare to anything you've ever had in your life.
So old it tastes like garbage, and I was like, yes, we made it all this way.
You lucked
But
out.
but yeah, I invite everybody to try some because it's the most delightful thing.
And because most of them are smashed, and you can't let that go to waste.
Might be a
This
good
is
idea
true.
to, while we're checking these barrels, to have our arms up and ready, just in case.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe.
I wanted to go
We
through
did-
each pile to.
I put up my kumquat-sized fists.
Got
To
him.
do what?
Got it.
She's armed.
Yeah, I'm,
Oh.
I'm getting ready in case something comes out. I'm gonna give him the old one too, you know?
So, Alistair, I was
Since
going to get
when
to
are you
that.
a melee?
I know you were going around doing investigations, and Montana wanted to as well. So you guys are kind of leading the charge on thoroughly investigating this area, and there you go. And there isn't much in terms of like other items or treasure or anything here. It's just these barrels, and besides the ones that I mentioned that are smashed and littering the floor, the ones that are intact are all full. There are 44 intact barrels left. They each hold 40 gallons worth of ale, and each one weighs 400 pounds.
Damn.
There don't appear to be any mimics left that attack you, not from your best knowledge. You figure
that's
they
probably
would have
what I
attacked
would've
if you
gone for.
touched any of them, and none of them popped out.
Yeah, I was just primarily making sure there were no more of them out
Yeah,
here.
same. I guess I'm just gonna like take a look at all these barrels and be like, well, I'm gonna have to figure out some way to get all these back up topside. But I'm not gonna make y'all help me with that. Y'all have been a big help just getting me down here to try to find this stuff. I'm probably just gonna hang out here for a bit while I think on how to get these back up. And since y'all got a new friend hanging around that might be able to help you out, you know, I think y'all will be pretty good.
Yes,
A
she
likely
passed the
story.
mimic test. Well, I think I'm gonna search the walls now. Okay.
Sure. You
I don't know
go
why
and
I'm
investigate
particularly
the
going to
walls,
This area.
just kind of understanding the nature of this Undermountain, that it could have something lingering hidden beyond just the surface level. Make an investigation check.
Okay. Oh my god, really?
Wasted all the good rolls, huh?
I know, right?
Got them out of your system? Okay. You don't detect any unusual deformities in the wall that would indicate there are secrets hidden among them. I'll just say again that this room looks very conical. It's got a pyramidal roof that slopes inward about 20 feet up.
And I'm assuming this is just a, like...
That is because I used a brush tool in Photoshop,
Okay,
and the
got it.
bevel
That's what I
tool
figured.
kind of freaks out sometimes if there's little pixels off.
Alright, I was like, this is kind of sus.
This is one of the earlier maps too that's that I didn't put as much time into, that so there's still like black and white graphics on it. I had to hastily get the Undermountain ready for you guys. And then you guys backtracked. So
And then we skipped all of what you prepared anyway. so
yes,
it's
you
fine.
did,
Yay.
didn't you? Well, half my fault. Anywho, you don't detect any strange secrets in the walls here.
Can I cast? So Spark is gonna go back to being the normal self, and then can I cast Detect Magic ritually to see if there's anything
Of course you can.
magical? Yeah, I'll do that.
You can
You
certainly
get one
try.
of those too.
Wait, what? Who transformed?
Spark did. They went from an enlarged form to a not enlarged form. They are now the size of a regular big dog.
Like
Can I
massive.
Of a
can I
regular
transform
cat
into this
planet.
dog now?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Volt casts Detect Magic as they start tweaking with their talic instruments. They start checking around the room, searching for magical auras that might be lingering. There don't appear to be any, not at least within 30 feet of you.
Around the room. Just,
Hmm.
I guess just, yeah, I'll just walk around to see if there's anything I can detect, I guess.
Sure. You
Yeah.
kind of circle the room, and you don't get any signs or readings of magic, even within 30 feet of the walls of this room.
And nothing magical about this room.
Of course
Except for
there
the
is,
people
says
who are in.
Montana. There's ale
Oh,
in it.
except for the ale. Ale.
The
Yeah.
flavor
yeah.
of the ale. But yeah, so I'm just gonna try to figure out. I guess I don't really know what what sort of connections the party had before coming down here. So I guess do y'all know anybody up there who might have some sort of means of transportation? I could bring them
Actually,
back down here, try to get all these barrels.
Montana, due to the nature of the fact that you were going on this quest originally,
Oh, I probably.
I'm gonna say that you do have a connection, and once you found the location of the ale, that you were going to be able to get in contact with them. I'll say you have a sending stone to signal them that you found it.
Nice.
It only goes to
Yeah.
them, so it didn't really come up before.
Yeah.
And also, I should say, Volt, that your detect magic does detect magic on some of these people with their magic items, but nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, so
to your buddy Nebraska.
you contact your friends topside and tell them that you can lead them back to the ale, presuming that you're able to secure it here. So you're probably going to take some time to secure it on your own, although you can probably still join the party for any of their antics for the rest of the session, at least, obviously.
Because I'll probably. I mean, we're not going to be going that far, so I'll probably
Hmm.
know my way back well enough.
Yeah. Montana lets you guys know that her allies at Lift's Spirits are able to reclaim some of the ale and sell it in their shop in Waterdeep.
Nice.
Do we get a
Cannon
discount when
for-
we visit you?
They also have brandy.
Do they have towels?
We can talk about a discount. I mean, it's the people at the Lift Spirits. They're the ones who are going to be pricing it, and there's quite a lot here, but it is still limited and legendary. So a discount will probably apply, but I don't know if that's going to mean much.
Isn't
I
that
think I
that
should-
strange old tavern pub that's run by ghosts?
It
Yeah.
is. You've actually heard of that place.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right. Isn't
I don't trust
What
It
the-
is,
those
yeah.
top pander.
is our boy still there?
For those at home, that was the name of the place that Sheena, Allie, and Kyla went through for
The
Dragon Heist.
Dragon
That is
Heist.
what they named their tavern.
In the 27-person
For the
campaign.
care of a ghost bartender there.
There was a lot of people in that campaign, but these three came and survived.
Yay.
Was that?
Actually,
Sorry, Sheena. We heard
Yeah,
I,
I
and then
cut
they
out.
went.
You were like, I stand alone.
Pledge allegiance,
Stay low.
the ale.
I still didn't go through sheet.
oh no, I hate this so much. Now can you hear me?
We can
Yes.
hear you now.
Okay. During that campaign, I played as Valletta, the priestess in the Temple of Gone that you guys met many an episode
And-
ago now.
Yeah, at the very
Yeah.
beginning of
The very beginning, try and bring back Cademan from his intellectual diminishing. He
That
got
was
his
quite
brain
some time
numb.
ago now.
Never heard of him.
Oh,
Also, Montana,
Oh, dear.
from your best estimations, I don't know if I mentioned this before, is the only reason that I bring it up. Each of these barrels, when sold to the right person, can probably fetch you 40 gold pieces.
Is it
Nice.
for this legendary ale?
Yes, there's literally
a lot of it.
44 barrels in here.
Yeah, that's
Gold
true.
pieces is a lot.
That's true. And it was pretty easy to get to. Neat.
Well, since it looks like we got your side of this all set up and ready to go, we were planning on heading topside to go and kind of bring back a few of our own quests. Volt, you said you were missing a party. Does that mean that we possibly could run into them on our way, or are you still
if you're
looking
headed
for them?
up, I'm headed to this goblin marketplace. I think it's close to the staircase headed up. So maybe we're headed the right same way. I'm supposed to be meeting up with my party. If we get separated, we said we'll find each other there. So
Yes, unless they died.
well, let's
Yay.
not talk about that.
Jeez, Alistair,
All
read
right,
the
then.
room.
Let's take a.
I mean, he's just trying to be realistic. I'm kind of on his side, honestly.
All right,
There's
Bean.
some more
Thanks,
ale
Bean.
to Alistair because he's being a Debbie Downer, so maybe he just needs a drink.
Yeah,
I
he's being a
need
Debbie
to
Downer.
have-
Let's give him some downers.
I need an
Yeah.
hour nappy poo.
Considering that this is the cheapest I can get this drink for, I will try to get a swig right now.
Oh yeah, there's
Mm.
definitely
There are
plenty
plenty
left.
of busted barrels
Those
that you
busted
wouldn't have to.
Yeah, Bolt,
Huh?
you take as much as you really need. You can drink your own weight in ale, honestly, if you really had the urge.
I'll take
No,
some.
this needs to happen.
There's
All
probably
right.
enough open
We-
in barrels that if you guys have like empty like water skins or something, that you could probably take some with you.
I've got my handy dandy coffee mug that I use for coffee. Let's go and drink.
Yes, spend
I
an
wanna
hour
try some of
doing
this.
that. I'm gonna rest my wounds.
That's true. We could rest.
Mm,
We just
you
had a
guys
big
can take
battle.
a short rest in the
Oh, thank God.
worst tavern ever with the best product available.
Can I have Bean be invisible again?
Help.
Sure.
Thank
Weird,
you.
but okay. What was that?
Nice.
That was peaked.
Okay, so you guys can take a short rest. Rice?
Rice?
Rice.
You can take a
Rice
short
will come
rest. You can take a.
I only do long grain. I don't do short rice.
If you could change your feet, would you?
Rice.
Just my bull.
It's
My
just-
boy.
We watched Brave recently.
Oh,
I feel like you need a drink.
So, you
or
guys
need
take.
to stop drinking.
What's in this water? You guys can take a short rest, if you wish. Which I know
Oh, yes.
some of you already
IRL.
are. Yeah, everybody come back in and
probably.
out now. I mean, we could
Oh,
take
God,
a break
thank-
if you need to. But
No, it's my-
otherwise, you guys can recover some of your hit points, and do whatever you wish. You guys get to know Volt a bit over this hour of drinking. Montana explains, lifts spirits, tells you where it is, in case you're ever in Waterdeep again, which is where you guys are trying to go. Volt once again reiterates that their party is supposed to meet up at a place called the Goblin Market. They've been there. It's on this level. They know it's somewhere to the north. And they were told to meet there if they ever get separated. So that is where Volt can lead you, knowing that it is near the staircase leading up to the first level of the dungeon.
Honestly, we didn't make it much far down into the depths of this place till we were replaced, or misplaced, better yet, from the Xanathar's Guild. So it'd be nice to have a guide as we're walking through all this.
I leave it to me.
Yes, you can join Team Alistair.
That's not the name of our.
No, that's no.
Oh, are you the leader?
Yes.
He
definitely
really
not.
isn't. If anyone's the leader, it's BB.
It's obviously me.
I-
Also,
I don't take responsibility
mean-
for any of your lives. You have already all lost me about 100, 200 gold for not surviving.
Well, Cademan
Well,
lost you.
you're the
then.
cat wrangler.
I don't know.
Alistair.
Dad.
Yes. What?
Alistair, got a question for you.
Yes.
Can you change
what
your
is up?
face?
Me?
Yeah, I hate
Yeah.
it.
To
Like,
change your face.
would you like me to change my face, or what? Would you? Is
Do
there
you-
something wrong with it, or
No, no, no. Hold on.
it's
It's
a
got, just
request?
a real quick question. I had a bet down on all of our heads to see if we make it on back that we get paid, I think it was like double or
Okay.
triple. But remember that fellow that you picked all that stuff off of? That poor cleric
Oh,
inside of the. Yeah, if you can look like
Yep.
him.
Poor pathetic soul. Yes. I miss him for some reason. I don't know why, but I miss him.
That's weird.
I
We
barely
don't even
even
like
knew
him that
him.
much.
Well, I'm just saying, if you can look like him by the time we get back up into the yawning portal, we might have a nice payback or
Oh, wait a minute. let
paycheck
me...
for us.
Hmm.
Do you have a disguise kit?
A disguise kit could work, as could the disguise self spell, which I think is available to arcane tricksters.
Oh,
I feel like
I think I
the
can.
spell is gonna work a lot better.
I think you just would need to have learned it.
This
Yes,
cat
I
is about to
actually
disguise
think
himself
that could work.
fucking a Heimdall.
Oh my god. My dreams have come true.
I can be Cademan again. So he says that yes, he thinks he can do that.
Yes, I can potentially do that if you really want your, what is it, 200 gold?
That's how much I paid.
So you win, what, the over, the under? I forget how all this works.
You come on back and you show that your faces are still attached to your bodies, and then you get money for putting down a bet. Have you never bet on anything before?
Well, I probably have, but my benefactors would do it for me.
Right, I forgot. You got soft paws. Right, I remember that.
Yes, my
Soft.
paws are unfortunately very soft.
Unfortunately, do you want them to be
Do you want hard paws?
matted or
Uh,
snarled?
No, I would just like them not to be paws.
Snarl paw sounds interesting.
Look at my paws. Aren't they neat?
Oh god.
Have they ever not been paws? You seem a little melancholy, friend.
Yes, they were not paws at one time. At one time, I was a different creature.
What were you?
I was a high
Wait,
elf.
what?
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 Yeah, yeah.
What?
Since
Yes.
when, friend?
Since always, this is not supposed to be me.
Since
You,
did this
you're
new
owning it
backstory
like
got
it
written
is.
for me?
Huh?
Wait, were you transformed into a cat?
Yes. I didn't want to be, but somebody thought it would be funny. It wasn't.
I think it's funny.
Whoa.
And
It
of course
kind
you
of
do.
funny.
It was not.
Is this really the first time the party's finding out about this?
Yes.
I believe so.
He's alluded to it in
So
the
much like
past,
a
and some characters have kind of
And
No,
Never.
thought of
never
it, but
put
that's about
through.
it.
The players have had this suspicion.
Known. Yeah.
No, he said something to BB that made him very suspicious, but then he forgot about it because he didn't care.
Gotcha.
What did he say? I don't remember that at all.
Yes, so now I traveled far and wide down here to find a reverse spell to get me back to my
That's your
normal,
quest? That's
beautiful,
what we're
even
looking
beautiful self.
An uncat spell?
The unkidding.
Exactly, an uncat spell.
Wait, is this
Why
dog
don't you just
so
use
I
that?
can learn
Is Spark not chasing Alistair around?
my wizardy ways again.
Spark is very well trained.
Yeah,
It is a robot.
still.
Good doggy.
Then again,
Good.
so is Oso, so I guess that doesn't say much.
No, Oso's not very well trained.
But he is a robot.
He's
If I
not potty trained.
transform into if I transform into a dog, this is the way I'm not chasing Alistair around.
Do you have a diaper?
Phoenix does.
Wait, what?
Because Phoenix wears a diaper. Next.
So are we headed
That's not
up,
like-
or are we headed to the goblin?
The goblin
goblin
one would be
town?
on the way.
Oh, cool.
Sounds like they're both in the same direction.
Neat.
Hey, Volt, I have a question.
Yeah.
How did you get separated from your party? Is there something we should be worried about?
Well, we were walking in this cave area, and I was taking up the rear because Spark gets big, I attack. Anyway, I think the part of the cave collapsed, so I don't think it was it a trap. I don't know.
Oh, I see. Yeah, there's lots of those going around here.
Honestly, never know. Everything down here
Okay.
seems to be kind of controlled by some higher power. Could have
Yeah.
been forcing you to separate.
Could be, yeah. Well, it led me to you guys, so it wasn't too bad, I guess, for me, as long as my party's still, good. It's 3 of them and 1 of me, so I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah, I think at this point it's gonna be us bringing you back to them.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll help you guys,
Yes, I wouldn't worry about the fact that they say that people die in this place all the time. Don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah, they put a
Alistair.
bet that I won't live, so I better get back up there,
Yes.
Whoa.
See? She knows exactly what I'm
Yeah,
talking
if you
about.
lose, you're gonna be so embarrassed when you're dead.
Can I ask a question? This party of yours, they bet on you to
No,
die.
not the party.
Oh,
the people.
okay. I was just gonna say, because the party bet on you to die, and you still want to go back to them? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, that
No,
sounds like
my
a
party's cool. My party's cool.
Do they like
Sure.
to party?
Starting to wonder if this is like, yeah, no, they're cool. They're
Yeah,
cool.
that's what I was thinking too when she said that. No way, no, they
Oh,
wouldn't.
No,
I
they,
know.
think
they
care
love
about
me.
me.
Right?
And then like 5 sessions later, it's like, actually, I think they hate
There we
me.
go. I'll do that.
Is this what a normal party is?
Because
do
they're
the
nice.
roll.
Am I
I
getting
would
a
only
sense
tell
that
if she was actually lying.
Well,
Maybe she believes it.
Volt, what are you trying to say?
Oh. Did my party love me?
That is up to you, honestly.
I
Your
think they
backstory.
did.
Okay. Volt genuinely seems to think that their party is very cool.
Seems to think.
It would just be-
Hey, you said it was up to her, but then you said seems to think. It just totally like subverted what she said.
Well,
It'd be
I
funny.
say this because
Aggressive.
Alistair's making an insight check on Volt.
Believe that my party loved me and cared for me.
Good. Because it would be,
kink.
it would just be sad if it was like, oh, we finally got away from her. Let's go.
Yeah.
Then we return. I'd be like, hey,
Yeah,
we found Volt.
Oh, you
damn
got
it.
past the rock slide that the wizard made. Oh, good.
I guess
We
we're
find
gonna
them
have
and
to,
they're like, oh, hey, it's full. Hey,
guess we'll have to
welcome
figure that
back."
on out by the time we bring her
Well.
on back.
Perhaps
So-
over the next few days, I'll remember things from my past, and I'll discuss it with you guys if I felt like there's anything amiss.
So thanks for bringing a dog to the party. That way, anytime Phoenix
Well.
visits, it's just ambient.
It's
Oh, it's
okay.
perfect.
Yeah.
I've been traveling with them for weeks now, and they only found out now that I was never used to be a tabaxi. So,
Oh wait,
you know,
what?
I'm sure we'll find out your whole story.
You're not
What
a
was that,
tobacco?
Oso? Oh my god, we just went over this, Oso.
Yeah, he's a bit of a meow mix.
Uh,
Fuck
Oh
me.
my
all right.
god.
I think this hour rest is over. We should probably get our feet moving on.
Yeah, Alistair's had a
Yes.
bit too much to drink. He keeps saying he's a high elf. Anywho,
God, that's crazy.
True. I
Nuts.
traveled to a
Okay,
vitriol
Grandpa.
manor.
The term is drunk, not high. Idiot.
It was a powerful wizard.
And who was this wizard?
He.
Ganondorf.
Do I know which way to go?
So Volt, the only you did get separated and lost from your party. You just know that it's relatively to the north of here, just using a bit of your navigational tools.
It's to the north. I don't know the exact way. Sorry, guys. I don't really know where I am since kind of crawled around here to get
Oh.
here. But
That's okay. We don't either. So any help will do.
Hey, Alistair, can you make a perception check for me?
Oh, I sure can.
Shuriken. Alistair, as you're
Wow.
coming out of the hallway here, and everybody's like kind of filing out, some of the alcohol that had spilled out of the barrels is like pouring out into this hallway, sort of collecting at the bottom of this area. Although not all of it seems to be collecting here, a trickle seems to be draining underneath the north wall.
Uh-oh.
Curiouser and curiouser. I shall
Max, what
investigate that section of the wall.
Sure. After
I
a
love
thorough
rolling
investigation,
24.
there seems to be a similar mechanism on the door rail here to open this secret door as well.
I knew it. I
And
knew
on
there weren't
the
gonna be
other
traps
side
here.
is an entire, completely intact mountain of Malercan ale.
God damn it! I thought this was the way out.
I get my stone back out and call the lift spirits back.
We're gonna need more
We're
arms.
gonna need backup.
What? Is something wrong with the baby? It's twins! No, it's quadruplets!
I'm
You're
the
here.
mom.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Don't step any further. All right, I'm just gonna like
you got
briefly
the really quick
investigate to see if I can notice any.
Oh, you've called my
Mimics in
pyramid of
there.
mimics bluff.
I immediately run in.
Oh, okay. Or not.
That's also move. I
You can
approve.
still do that, but
Yeah,
but
Alistair-
I am too excited about this.
Yeah. I get
Alistair
that.
is stroking their whiskers, trying to ponder the best way to check all these mimics. Montana shoves past Alistair here and looks up at the majesty of this thing. Yeah,
Similar room in
it's a
most
similar
respects,
room.
like pyramid shaped and everything.
yeah, it looks like the other one was kind of supposed to look like this one before it was assaulted by mimics, really.
Ah,
They must have squeezed in using their
So it's
amorphous
a
form.
Good thing that I broke those barrels. You're welcome.
nope. You can't spin it like that.
Uh,
I wouldn't have found this room if it wasn't for that.
So in this stack, there's 140 intact barrels with the same stats and values.
Montana sounds like you're gonna be rich.
It sure does. Yeah, I definitely think we can work on that discount for y'all.
That is, I just did the math, grand total of 7,360 gold pieces.
I don't need to drink.
I just confirmed there's nothing else in this room.
Yeah, no, there's no mimics in here.
Exactly.
After a thorough
Alright.
investigation and poking and prodding, nothing seems to come out in here to attack.
Right. Well,
So
can I do
wait.
another
There's one mimic in the
secret
room.
secret wall door check?
Sure.
There's a cat pretending to be a high elf in here.
After a thorough search of the walls, there doesn't appear to be any secrets in this chamber either.
Damn it, this room sucks.
It's too neat. I hate neat, being a neat freak. I much
Yeah, I
prefer
was-
the room with all the broken barrels.
Oh, that room
I
sucked
can-
too.
I can break things if you want.
No, you cannot.
Try me.
Yeah. Now that Montana is counting her riches, I guess we have to go back this way, I suppose.
Hmm.
Over these traps. I was hoping there was another way around, but just a room full of booze.
Also,
Hi.
Be big again to bring us all over,
could,
like one at a time. But
Between Spark and Ozo, I can enlarge again.
also can also just turn into a giant spider and like ferry you guys across if he really wanted to.
Do it.
But then I'd waste a wild shape.
You have both your wild shapes back. You've had a short rest.
I know, but
Wow. Baby.
Do I want to change to be something useful, or do I want to like try to block us again at some point in the future?
you're a cat. So
Or do
Well,
I want to make combat more difficult in the future?
Giant toad. Damn it. Oh, so.
We won, didn't we?
Yes.
You did certainly win.
I'm so sorry.
What's your plan for getting over these? We can easily gloss over it if you guys have a good plan.
I would love to do that. Somehow.
My hope is for Oso to help out.
Yeah. Well, I know Volt's willing to do that with Spark, so maybe I'll just like get Spark.
I mean,
No.
if Ozo doesn't mind, I don't have to waste a spell slot. But
Yeah,
if no one's
that's
willing,
true. Oh, sir, something. Okay, he's a spider. Let's go.
What?
awesome.
You can't talk.
Oso, do it! Oso, do it! Okay, fine. You can't talk, Oso.
Oh, shut up! You shut your mouth.
Let me.
Got
Now
it.
you can be my mount.
Yeah. Onward.
Yeah, Oso can be everybody's mount as you guys take turns getting over these pits. Montana is probably able to get onto the other sides of these pits as well. As they make their way to the front to make sure that this area remains secure until they can get somebody down here to get all these barrels out. I guess another question while I'm at it, do any of you guys want to take any of these barrels with you? I know that you are an adventuring party and don't have too many means to get a barrel out of here, but do you guys want to make that attempt?
We have a bag of holding or anything like that?
Well, a bag of holding probably wouldn't fit the barrels just because they're so large.
Or a portable hole?
Nobody's got one.
No, that we once had in another life. I don't know how I would do that.
I don't either. I'm just asking before you guys make your
Yeah.
leave.
So you could just stay as a giant spider, right? And just carry this barrel with you the whole time.
Are we going back up now?
I mean, you're trying to make your way there. It's going to be a trip, though.
Okay.
Not sure what our main goal is. I think
I
we're
can
just
try and
trying
take. I can try and take one. I mean, with like some weathering.
right. Trying to get the XP boost.
Strap it to my back.
The head that I would like it to stop rotting.
Oh yes, the Croissando's head. Almost forgot about that
Uh-huh.
shot.
I thought that smell was just Alistair. Nobody can hear me. I say in spider.
No, Phoebe's holding on to that one because I wouldn't carry a dead
You
head.
didn't hear me.
I didn't.
What?
Thinking it to myself.
Wait, what?
Just imagine Oso like flicking away as if he's laughing as a spider.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I kind of hate it.
As Oso is ferrying you guys across, this question is like rumbled around you guys. Unless you guys have a way to, or want to try to take turns rolling a barrel around the Undermountain, that's on you guys.
Yeah.
I'm content.
Okay.
I don't think we need to.
I mean, I'd prefer brandy, so I don't really.
All right.
I'm more of a
Ale
whiskey.
is. Yeah.
I'll just
kinda
wait
guy.
for the Montana
it's what?
to take him.
40
Okay.
gold for one of those? I don't see how it's worth it.
I'll save one for y'all. I'll tell my friends with lift spirits. There's so many here. It's gonna really put them on the map. I think they'll
save,
be
like-
glad that you helped me out trying to find these. I think we
Yeah.
can set aside at least one for y'all.
One
Yeah.
each?
Yes, one each.
Friends at lift spirits, but I will do my best.
Okay.
Repeat that.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
Montana
sorry.
will talk to their contacts and see if there is some sort of reward for you guys being able to help her in her mission. I'm sure that they can be more than amicable in that regard.
Yay.
All right, you
It'll
guys,
be one barrel each, but we'll see.
we'll see. You guys have made it back into the vat room. The remnants of the boozoos are splooshed all over the floor in the form of just alcohol. Yeah. Do you want me guys to move you guys to the...
Chris, are you okay, buddy?
I've been
Because-
talking a lot, so I'm getting a little tongue-tied.
You want me, guys?
If you ignore it, Ben, he won't be flustered. He can keep going along with whatever he's doing. It's fine.
It's just it happened a bunch since today. We're asking if he's okay. Jeez.
If you want, I can teleport you
Over
guys to
to-
the front of this hallway.
Sure.
Do it.
Sounds good.
Cool. I'll drag you guys there. Well, I dragged you almost there.
Close, but no cigar.
Pretty quick, I think.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
So, are those ballistas still being picked apart? Or...
It looks like are still destroyed. It looks like the Modrons that were putting them together before were not able to come back and repair them. It's only been like 2 hours since that moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You guys head out to this fork. You've
I
been
believe.
You've been from the south. That was where the sort of caryatid columns were, where the dragon statues, well, exhibits were. To the north, there is a hefty, believe, iron-shod wooden door, and it has a purple symbol of a circle with spokes circling around the outside of it. You guys have seen this symbol before, but the people that were wearing it were members of the Xanathar Guild.
I forget. Are we friendly with them? I feel like we've made enemies and then friends and then enemies again of a lot of people.
I don't think you're ever gonna be friends with a Xantarum.
Xanathar.
Sorry, Xanathar.
Oh, Xanathar. Oh,
Xanathar is the
Xantarum is what we're getting the
Yeah.
killing the drow for to get the chest for the other guy. Yep. All right.
Which we
I
don't really
remember.
need to do.
Are the bad guy beholders, right?
Yeah.
Maybe though. I don't know.
They're the
Pat
ones that are a
BB
little
on
bit more on the crazy side.
Yeah,
I
you.
pat BB on the shoulder and tell her, "Don't worry, I get them mixed up all the time too."
Lord only
All right,
knows why
well-
two Z-sounding people have taken root in Waterdeep.
Yeah. All right. So is this door locked?
As you go to jiggle the handle, it does appear to be locked tight.
I
Does it
guess
seem
it's
like it can be picked open?
Make an investigation check.
It will.
Okay, after a investigation, the door isn't opening, but its lock appears to be a hefty bar on the opposite side of this door. You might be able to lift it up from this side, possibly. The door has some cracks in it that you can just barely see it through. Might be able to get your thieves' tools in there, but it's going to be a stretch. If you have another way to remotely remove the bar, you might be able to do that.
Can I cast levitate on it?
You possibly could, though. Alistair, you do have the initiative here. You're the one that investigated it.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Well, this bar seems to be blocking it. It's gonna be tough for me to get it through, but I could try, I guess.
Do you
A
have
big
any
bar.
abilities that might be able to lift things remotely with an invisible hand?
Oh, Mage Hand, yeah, that. I didn't realize
very
I could really-
specific.
I didn't know I
Would
could.
help.
Yeah.
It's like watching Dora the Explorer. Where's the rectangle?
When I look at the screen for 5 seconds to
Yeah.
give.
That's right.
Yes.
Mage
I have
Hand.
Mage Hand. I didn't realize that. I didn't
Well,
think I
we'll
could
think
get it around the
that's-
other side of the door. That's why.
Usually, not, but I did say that it was visible.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just use Mage Hand to try to lift it up.
Okay. Sure. You are able to get that thing, and your invisible hand is, you can like sense where it is, so you're able to get it onto the other side of the store, start finagling it.
I do it sneakily.
Can you make a perception check for me? Okay. As you're starting to move the bar through the cracks in the door, you can hear on the other side. There is some noise coming from the other side, and it's quite obvious, especially with your natural 20. There is cheering going on the other side of the door, though it's probably in at least one room beyond this. you hear people yelling, Nadia, 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 oh, yeah, go on, rah! And that's
Are we in the
generally the ruckus that you
scene?
hear. It sounds like there's at least uh, 10 people involved, and it sounds like there's combat going on as well. You learned
Would
a lot of
I
information from this.
would I figure that this is where that Coliseum was that we escaped from that one time?
That was way down in Skullport. If
Oh,
this
okay.
is that, it's a long teleport.
Magic.
Yeah. Right. Well, be quiet, because there seems to be a lot of ruckus going on in the room above, but we shall proceed. And I proceed to open it up quietly, and we can move on.
Okay, are any of you guys taking precautions having heard this?
I'll move
Uh,
quietly.
I want to. I can't talk, but I want to communicate. I tap Volt and point at the door, trying to ask, like, "Do you know these people?
Like,
were they in
shrug,
there?"
kind of. No, I. Does Volt know anything about this? Can I?
Make a history check.
Is this history check related to anything magical, or technology,
Not really.
or?
It's more of
No,
a guild
okay.
faction type thing.
General.
Okay. Sounds
seem
so.
to
Just a
be-
history check.
Oh,
That's
you've
a good
definitely, as soon as they say Xanathar, and after seeing that sigil on the wall, that is definitely the Xanathar Guild. You know the Xanathar Guild is run by a crime lord beholder, and you've heard tell that they run the show out of Skullport. You are well acquainted with these people, and have heard a lot of tales from the underfolk down here in the Undermountain. They have a lot of influence. They're very dangerous and hard to bargain with. Though they're much more chaotic in terms of, if you had to weigh them between the Zentarum and the Xanathar, the Xanathar are chaotic evil, the Zentarum are lawful evil. That's the best way to put it.
Convey all of that info to everyone. Do I recognize the name Nadia?
That you do not.
Okay.
That was more what I was getting at. Good. Thanks for.
I got it. I got you.
Thanks.
But yeah, I don't know anything about Nadia.
Okay, so if anybody else is taking any more precautions, just let me know before Alistair starts to lift that bar up.
I want to get on the ceiling.
Okay, you are on the ceiling. Easy enough. Spider climb.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
pooped out a torch, apparently.
I did.
Oh, do you guys need to see?
The floor torch only. It's only for the floor. I can't. It's dangerous to go.
Dangerous to go alone. Take this.
BB goes and grabs the torch, I guess.
No, I'm not
Oh.
touching that torch. I have
Taking-
goggles of dark vision, but I want to kind of and keep an eye out on the area ahead. But I don't know. Does the door look like it's going to swing toward us or like away?
The door seems to, I'm gonna say it swings away from you. It is barred from the other side, so it is being prevented from moving that way.
Alistair, hold up before you open that.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
I'm
sneaking.
gonna see if I have something that we could possibly use to distract them if need be. I'm gonna look through. Damn, no caltrops. Not that type of adventurer. Nope. I'm gonna pull out, I guess, my manacles in one hand, and I'm gonna hold on to them, but I'm gonna kind of stay close up toward where Alistair is near the door.
All right. If we need to make a swift arrest, we will be ready.
Yeah, got him.
Or even just grab someone and cover their mouth and pull them in.
Ata!
Okay.
All right. Are we all good? All right. Well,
I guess
She-
I. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, you're good.
He was just gonna open the door.
I was just
You're
gonna
just
count down
smile.
from 3 to
Yeah,
make
so
sure.
if you want to do
Go
something,
for it.
now's a good time.
Oh, I was saying maybe I should go up at the front because I'm more tanky just in case we get attacked or something. So just be up here. That's all.
Perfect.
Good.
Okay.
Open.
Means. So, you, Alistair, you're able to lift that bar over the door. Let's go dynamic and move this baby. The door creaks open, as stealthily as you can. It doesn't seem to be updating. Well, there it
There
goes.
it is. Fuck me.
There is a big orb floating around the room, with rotting tentacled eye stalks draped around its where it would have ears. Its jaw is hanging loosely. Make a stealth check as you try to open the door as quietly as possible.
I will. All right, it's inspiration time.
Fair enough.
I'm not taking a fucking natural one. It's better. It's an improvement, so it didn't fail.
Is an improvement. Let's see.
From a
You know,
natural
for a
one?
beholder, it does not have very good perception.
Damn right it doesn't.
Zombie vibe.
You actually beat its passive perception. It does not notice you immediately, at least. So the chances of
Alright.
that are increasing dramatically as, you know, there isn't much space to hide in this room. This room is rather
Alright.
featureless. It just features dungeon tiles, and it's rather dark. You see light coming from the western corridor, and that is where a majority of the cheering seems to be coming from.
Alright, I'm gonna put my paw up to say stop and then point to suggest that there is something there, and I'm gonna sneakily try to case the rest of the room.
Okay,
See if I see
start-
anything else.
you start catting your way over to these corners, using them as cover and sneaking around. As you do, you can see that there is another exit to the northeast of this chamber. It is dark, and you don't hear any noise coming from there. The Beholder zombie, which you're familiar with these sort of monsters, it is mostly eyeing this northeast exit. Although it seems to be making a regular patrol around the room, it's probably going to turn towards you guys pretty soon.
Alright, I'm
Do I
gonna
see that from
go
where I am?
back and
BB, yeah, pretty much everybody can see this thing from where you guys
Okay.
are.
yeah.
Anybody that cranes their neck is able to get an eye on it.
Does anybody have any sort of like smoke kind of spells or smoke bombs? Anything that we can use? To
I have
cover?
an arrow that can deal a lot of
Prestidigitation.
damage.
What
I
was... I heard
I-
someone speaking, but other than Alistair.
ahead,
That
Nick.
was me. I
Okay.
have prestidigitation.
I don't think that's gonna do much for making sure that thing can't see us.
Well, it'll
It'll probably
distract 'em.
distract, but it probably won't be able to hide your movement if that's what you were going for, BB.
Oh, well, wait. Hold on.
I have a
Screw-
scroll of gaseous form.
Hold on.
That will only affect one person.
Everybody in the club.
Wait a minute. I have something.
I thought I had something too.
I don't know.
I
Hold
think
on.
you guys might have something, and if you
Yes,
guys
I
want,
think you know what it is. I just don't know how many people it affects.
I thought I had that stealth thing, but I guess I don't.
Alistair, do you want to make an insight check?
Yeah, I know I have the dust of disappearance. I'm just not sure how many people it.
Well, that's what
Okay.
I was going for.
Yes.
The dust of disappearance can affect everybody in a 10-foot radius. So if it landed right there, it affects your entire team.
Am I affected at the top on the ceiling?
I mean, yeah, you can just crawl down as well.
Yes. Come on, Bean.
Oh, fair.
All right.
Bean, get in here.
Hold on to
So-
your butts.
Like right before we do that, can I cast thaumaturgy on like an area not in the direction where we're headed, so that if it hears something, it will go in the opposite direction? That way, it'll kind of hopefully muffle our footsteps.
Might be good to hold on to that as a response just in case.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
okay.
prepare
do that.
my just in case. I will have my clockwork toy, which like makes noise and moves around. I'll just throw that somewhere if it detects us for whatever reason to distract it.
Oh,
Okay,
Or
3
two.
of you have ample distractions ready to go as reactions. One of you with prestidigitation, like fireworks and stuff. One of you with thaumaturgy, which is a booming sort of noise,
Or an earthquake feel
or an
or tremor.
earthquake or tremor. Volt, yours is the only one that's not a spell. Keep in mind that
Yeah.
casting a spell will end the invisibility,
Ooh.
which I realized halfway through speaking that might actually
Mhm.
matter.
all right. So last case scenario, we blast off spells. Right.
Yeah.
And stealth, and I smash the thing.
You yell stealth!
No, I don't. That's no.
Sokka yelling sneak attack!
Right.
Yeah.
Stop announcing our
Okay.
attacks, Goku! So the Beholder zombie is looping around the room after getting a good view of the northeast one, and it starts looping back down this way. There is just a puff of dust as your entire passage is hidden by a cloud of dust motes, and you guys are all invisible. Your footprints don't even leave tracks in that dust that has just been created. The door is, of course, open now. The Beholder's kind of like eyeing it, but it isn't particularly bright. You guys are able to pass completely invisible.
Nice.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Now, can we see each other, or are we all just like fumbling
You
about
cannot.
without knowing?
Um,
Oh
Oh,
my
no.
gosh.
you don't
Oh.
have to stay together. I should say.
Oh, okay.
You don't
we
like
just
have
have
to
to
stay in a
be
10-foot
together when
radius.
Oh, you just had to be there when it happened.
You just had to
You
have
had
a
to
little
be-
pixie dust.
You need to be
Okay.
there, man.
All right. So, oh god.
Just looking.
Just making his rounds.
Eh.
He is floating about 15 feet off the ground. This is a rather
Alright.
tall chamber comparatively. It's about 30 feet high, and he's floating like 15 feet off the ground.
All right. Oh my god, there is another freaking.
Uh-oh.
As you make your way around, you can get a glimpse into the other room. There is a rather large, muscular woman with a mat of unkempt hair swinging around a 10-foot pole against a bugbear that has a similar pole as they're going toe to toe inside of this ring. It's a similar symbol to the one that you saw on the door, except this one is painted in blood on the ground. There are a bunch of other people surrounding them and cheering them on. Eventually, the larger woman knocks the bugbear out of the ring and then stands triumphantly, like shouting for praise from the rest of the group. Sorry, I just saw Oso go into the wall, and I'm not sure how that happened.
Yeah, I was trying to move and it moved the screen and it pulled my character in a weird spot.
If you moved with the torch, that could have done that.
It was acting up, but it's fixed now.
You gotta take the torch out of your butt.
Okay, so you hear cheering from the other room as this Nadia person seems to have defeated a bugbear in single combat. She then starts shouting in Undercommon. Does anybody speak that?
I
Someone does.
believe I do.
I think Neot does.
Okay.
I might also. I gotta check.
I do speak Undercommon, yep.
It is the language of those that are more native to the Undermountain. She starts shouting.
I understand it too.
Oh, neat. So you and Newt understand this. She starts pointing the 10-foot pole at everybody around the room. Who is my next challenger? Step into the ring if you think you can take me down. There's a reason that I'm in charge of this contingent. Nobody gets past me without me knowing.
Well,
Well, I'm not gonna say anything because there's still a beholder in this room. So
And I prefer it if there wasn't. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna
Just keep on moving.
casually. I think north is the way we want to go. So I'm gonna just head on north.
Sure.
eat spaghetti.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Easy.
Why is he moving?
Uh-oh.
He's just
I think
looking.
he just moves.
Okay,
He's just
all
Oh,
right.
he's floating above us. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on the ceiling,
Well,
so
it's a tall ceiling, so actually that
he's
doesn't matter
sandwiched
much
between
either.
us. Okay.
You guys make your ways up to the top of the this area, and honestly, everybody make stealth checks. You all have advantage, and you have to beat a DC of 9. So have fun.
Oh, what a freaking lame.
Yeah, with all those
Uh.
eyes, you'd think they'd be able to see better, but I guess most of them don't work.
God for advantage.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Remember,
Wow, Bean
you
Oh,
was
with
Remember,
great.
advantage.
yeah, everybody has advantage because they are invisible.
Oh, good job, Bean.
Okay, yeah, you all succeeded. This was a group check, so you would have probably succeeded anyway. But you know, stranger things have happened. So
Yeah.
you guys all succeed.
Are we sponsored by Stranger Things now?
No.
Yeah.
No, we
Oh,
are not big.
we actually owe them money.
Okay.
We have 7 viewers.
Right, well,
Hello, all
I am
7 of
one
you.
of them.
I love every last one of you. Okay, so I'm gonna need to figure out which map to dang go to. So hold on a hot ticket.
Is it 10 o'clock already?
It is
It is
9:20.
9:19.
Oh, why is my clock? Okay.
it's actually 8:19 where Ben is.
My
True.
thing is on your time because I don't think I switched it back. That makes sense.
Oh, so you
Just-
thought it was an hour ahead.
Yeah.
Been back for weeks.
That time.
So you had it on our time and forgot to change it for daylight saving.
It's
Cool.
the computer is on Eastern
Oh.
time, so yeah, now it's 8:20. Okay.
Nice. That's useful. Okay. I'm slowly arranging you guys because you guys were vertical in this screenshot I've taken, and now I have to put you horizontal. And now I need to hide the wall that I accidentally put you guys inside of. Cool.
Whoops.
Reset fog. Fog is
Oh.
reset. Okay, so I'm going to drag you guys over. There's probably going to be a bit of teleportation in this room depending on how you guys want to handle certain things.
Uh-oh.
Just because they're very long hallways. So you don't need to, like, jump ahead, is all I'm trying to say. You guys head pretty distant ways to the north, and you end up all the way over here. You round a corner to the west. Alright, there's a long hallway ahead of you. As you guys make your way up, you eventually see that there is a large hole that is kind of dug out, burrowed as if in the north end of this hallway. Do you guys wish to do anything with it, or do you wish to pass by?
I could send Bean in as the centipede.
Sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't fit in there, do I?
It is fit for
Oh,
a
no.
small creature. So a medium person could probably squeeze through there, and a small person could probably fit through easy.
So I could fit there with Bean?
Yeah,
technically?
Bean's tiny. Bean can just scuttle on through. Just Osa would need to untransform if they wanted to go through. So it's good to probably send a scout.
Well, I definitely want Bean to scout, but I'm gonna stay at the doorway
Sure.
too.
You close your eyes and start seeing through Beans as you concentrate on your familiar.
Just imagine like a thick sheet of beans falling in front of your face.
Oh,
You can
just-
True, Bean.
beans
I just pictured binoculars with just two
Sticky
beans
bean.
on the.
Excuse me. Beanoculars.
bean.
Bean.
Got it first.
I know you did, but
Uh,
nobody could hear you because of the voice
Fuck.
thing.
No.
Let's
Bean.
No.
make my way downtown.
You,
Alright, let's see.
DMCA.
You move
Oh,
on through this like dugout hole into what looks to be a worked hallway. It looks much like the halls that you've been through before. Eventually you come to a fork. You don't hear any noises around you, And you're invisible, so nobody can really see you anyway.
Invisibine.
Invisibine.
I mean, now that I'm in this spot, is it a wider hallway?
Yeah.
Can I change into a bat so I can be off the ground?
Yeah, you can do that.
All right. Oh, oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
Rolling token.
All right, let's continue on. I want to see what's down here.
You
What
head
do I
down
see
there,
in here?
and it appears to be a featureless hallway that just ends in a T intersection.
Appears to be. All right, I guess I'll just go back.
It is what it is, man.
All right, we're gonna go check this one out. Oh, it's.
Jeez, there's
What
not
is
much in
that?
here. Ooh. Bean eyes a stone archway, a sort of blind arcade, if you will. It's just an outline of an archway, but the face of it underneath of the arch is just flat stone. In the keystone of the arch, you can see that there is an image of a dead tree. The archway itself is molded to look like dead, dry wood.
Am I able to do a history check as Newt, but see if I can figure out what it is or what that is with a history check?
A history check will probably determine its make and origin. If anything, you don't recall any lore about this arch at all, but make the attempt anyway.
Do I have a party member that might? Is why I want to know.
They would probably need to get their eyes on it to do that check
Okay.
themselves.
Did you say it was Arcana or Religion?
You could do a history check if you wanted to, though an Arcana check could also be useful here. You'd wanted to try and see if it had any magical merits.
Yeah.
Well, this archway seems to, from the look of it, be created for some sort of purpose, and that purpose does strike you as magical. You can see that within the woodwork, that the false woodwork, I should say, there are some small runes painted into it that are probably for some sort of wizarding magic, though it's impossible to read yourself.
Okay. I can't relay anything when I'm looking through Bean right now, right?
No, you can. You can see through Bean's eyes, but your will is still your own.
Yeah, you can see and hear through his, but you can feel and talk through you.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I was like outside of my body in a sense, so I couldn't like talk or
Feels that way.
react.
Yeah,
You're just
but-
treated as blinded and deafened as Newt.
Yeah. Okay. So then, yeah, I'm going to relay what he sees to the group to find out if anybody wants to go investigate it further.
Okay, Newt conveys to you all that there doesn't seem to be any enemies in there, and there's a strange archway made out of stone, if anybody wanted to get a gooder look at it.
And there's runes in it.
Ooh.
There's
Can
like
you-
there's an old tree looking man, dude guy, baby
A
on
tree?
it.
That sounds
There's
right up my
tree.
alley.
Yeah.
Uso loves
Oh, I'm a
trees.
spider still, aren't I? Fuck.
Yes.
I'm actually intrigued. I'm gonna unshape.
Or in tree.
Could shapeshift into something smaller.
Well, then I'd waste another thing. Oh shit! Can I make it through there?
As Oso, no. Sorry, as a giant spider, no.
Or as Oso, probably not either.
As
He's
Oso,
also-
yes.
Oh, I can't make it there.
Yeah,
so-
medium creatures can squeeze through there.
Fuck. Nah, I'm just gonna stay here. I don't know.
Do you want me to reduce you? Then you'll be smaller.
That's pretty handy, actually, as a spider.
I want to stay a spider, so I'll increase my size, and then you can decrease my size.
No, it's okay. No. We'll come back to it. I don't know.
Be a normal spider.
We're
Volt
heading
wants
on
to
to the
go.
surface. We're not going to have much time to come back to this.
Oh,
And we all
okay.
know that this place
But-
changes and shifts all the time.
All right. So are we going?
I forgot about that.
Well, if
Volt had
anybody-
raised their hand that they wanted to take a look at this, I think.
So
I'm
Volt.
already up there.
Oh, sorry.
That was it.
Oh yeah, Volt tells you guys that her party was sent down here to look for a magic item. So, like, if she can find it before she meets the party, you know, she'll like that. So,
Alright. I'm in.
She can-
Let's go.
All right, guys.
awesome. Thank
You
you.
son of a bitch, I'm in.
Son of a bitch. I'm in.
Let's do a little squeeze through here.
Okay. Do you want me to just move you all in there?
Is everyone going?
I can also just move the people who are going in.
I'm
I'll
going.
I'll go.
No, I don't think we should separate. So yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Well, I'll just drag all of you in there then. Will you all fit here?
All right,
No.
half of us go through here, and then the rest will go down the hallway. That'll be fun for DM. Oh, God.
You literally just said you didn't want to split up.
And I joked about splitting it.
Okay.
For the
So
fact that Chris would have to DM two things.
Yeet.
Done the-
All right.
yeah, it's around the corner here.
Oh, you want me to move myself, Chris?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you as
I'll go
close as
now.
I could without shoving people into walls.
Just kidding.
I'm gonna stand back.
Okay.
Oh God, I'll go here. Oh, God.
I want to investigate it myself. And
Yeah, it seems like your thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Um.
I just tried to click on the stream.
should I do a history
Hmm.
check or just a straight up investigation check?
Which check do you think would be best here?
Investigation.
Okay, then make one of those checks.
With your specialized.
specialized.
So did
Oh,
you say
good.
it looks like
Wow.
wood, but it's made of stone?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I will investigate also.
Okay.
It's
Also,
stone
you
cutting.
don't discover too much here. You were hoping for something made of wood, and you were really disappointed when it wasn't.
Right. I've
Um,
never seen a tree before in my life.
22 from me.
Jesus Christ.
You also are going to add your proficiency bonus to. Actually,
So
this.
that's a 22 then.
Sorry. If you wanted to
Or
make
23.
a history check, you can add your
Oh,
proficiency
history.
bonus to that.
Yeah, I sure can. I'll do that instead then. Oh well. Okay.
Well, your knowledge of dwarven stonemasonry intuits that this is not crafted by a dwarf, but you're not sure what had crafted it at all. It seems really beyond you, but it's very intricate and arcane. It looks like it was maybe made with magic. Which, fair enough. Your further investigation check establishes that this thing, roughly from what you've gathered and your knowledge of arcane runes and whatnot, it looks like it could have been used as some sort of portal, though you're not sure how to activate it. You imagine that whoever built this had some way to activate it, though.
Okay. I'll relay that information.
Can I add to that with a history check on technological devices or magical items?
It is a magical architecture, so I'll count that. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So I will roll it, but I can add another proficiency to it because of Artificer's lore.
Sure.
So it's going to be +3 to whatever I roll. So 20. Five.
Hey, that's pretty
Okay.
good. So,
Heck.
Volt, you do a thorough investigation after Montana tells you this, and after Oso kind of gets defeated and dejected about it not being made out of wood like they were hoping. After a thorough investigation with your magical arcane instruments, you think that you might actually be able to identify this thing. if anybody has the identify spell available on them.
Sure do.
With the help of your instruments, you might be able to actually get an accurate reading of how to use the portal.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I
Okay.
actually think I can cast that. I think I can ritual cast identify. I
Oh.
sure can.
Neat. Okay, so either one of you, Montana, can identify this archway. With the assistance of Volt's special arcane implements, you are able to discover that this archway can be activated and turned into a temporary portal by touching the keystone with a dead piece of wood.
Jokingly lift my warhammer and point it at Ozo.
I put my. Are you asking me to do it?
Do it.
Do you
relay
have
the
any
information?
You're
dead?
dead inside. Do
Do
it.
you have any dead wood?
There are parts of me that were blasted off. I don't think I've recovered from. I don't know how. Intact.
Like you're casting, or
I'm technically all dead.
Rip it off, my lord.
peel off the
Touch it.
skin.
I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna put my hand to it and see if that does anything first. Before I go ripping pieces of my skin off, you fucking psychos.
What if it consumes that?
Oh, I've
Then
If it
roll up a
takes
new
your hand.
character, baby.
I've been down this road plenty of times, actually. All right, that's a good. I'm gonna take her advice. That's good, and I will break off a piece of like a hunk of bark on my shoulder.
So what I said originally?
Yeah.
You break off
Me
a
damage.
you break off a piece of wood from you, and after you snap this twig off,
Give me a break. Give me a break.
break me up a piece of that Oso's shoulder.
Oh,
You sing this little ditty to yourself and touch the wood to the portal. And as you do,
As I wanted to.
it ripples outward in the once flat portion of the inner part of the archway. It ripples like water until a green light starts to emanate out from it. It emanates faintly. Also, you see that several dots have appeared on the sides of the archway. There's just a whole bunch of them lining the what's it called? The things holding up the arch, the pilasters there. And as these like little lights appear, the top 5 of these several dozen lights are all lit even brighter than the ones below them, and a slightly brighter shade of green. Hard to describe. Be easier if I could just draw this without having to draw a ton of stuff. But imagine a vertical column of lights. The
Okay.
top 5 of about 24 of them are lit.
Right.
And
then the bottom
Montana,
ones aren't lit at all.
well, they're much dimmer.
Like dimmer. Okay, like fading.
If you had to give a description to each of them, and that description had to be on or off, the top ones would be on.
Okay.
Volt and Montana, with your very good checks, you intuit that these probably are indicative of levels of the dungeon.
Oh.
Griffin McElroy strikes again.
I'm Upsy, your lifting friend. No,
I'm Mopsy, the lifting friend.
oh god.
not this show.
Get inside me.
From this information as well, you can also intuit that this probably leads down to the 5th level of the Undermountain.
Do we know what level that is?
The Willowwood.
Willow.
Oh, that's where Osa's gotta go.
That is where I have to go. That explains why there's a tree here.
Oh.
Yes, quite.
Mm.
Kyla's on top of her game tonight.
Refresher.
Do we go? Do we go? What do you think?
We're supposed to go up.
I know.
Can we at least drop off all this shit before we end up heading back down?
What
Look,
if this isn't here when we get back?
Well, there would still be ways down to the Willowwood. It's just not as convenient.
Then we gotta pass through like 3 or
Oh,
so
so
levels.
don't you have some strange, like, mechanical brain that can just remember all this anyway?
Yeah, I can find my way back, but why did our DM put this here?
Right.
So that you'll know for later. Oh,
This is
so we'll
true.
remember this.
Oso,
I have a dead head in my pack. It
Huh.
stinks.
It's not good. Let's be honest. It's not the stinkiest thing you've had in your pack.
That's right. I have to deal with you.
Yeah.
Oso,
I'm not in your pack. Yes.
I can say that with your Wanderer feature, you could probably find your way back to this place if you go out, on foot and don't like teleport. So
Okay,
if you
is it a
needed to find
crazy-
this place again, assuming that the walls don't shift or something like that, you probably could find it again.
All right. All right. Let's say this is a portal then, and we'll see what happens. But
Mark
you're
this
right.
on our map and
Go back. We should go back first.
Did the
Yes.
portal use up the skin, birch, wood?
It doesn't appear to use it up.
Volt asks for a piece so she can keep it for later if she comes across this portal ever again.
Yes. you
yeah,
should all have a piece of your skin, just in case.
No, you guys are gonna stay with me.
Alright.
But yeah, I already took it off, so I suppose you could have this piece.
Thank you.
And I hand her my shoulder pads, my 1980s shoulder pads.
If this had caused any harm, I will cure wounds him. But just saying.
Everybody taking a piece probably would cause harm, but just you two is fine.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but we're just ripping me apart like a fucking
Bean,
monkey bread.
Bean lands on your shoulder and goes, "Come on, let's see who gets the biggest stick." One with the shortest straw gets to try out the portal.
Oh boy.
After about a minute, the magic of the
got some wood you can have, asshole.
After about a minute, the magic of the portal fades, and it seals up, becoming solid once more. The lights fade.
Wow. Well, that was nifty.
Well, you should double back now,
Let's do it.
I suppose. Okay.
Okay, I can definitely get you guys out of here. I would also like to say that in my haste, trying to figure out which map is which, there is actually a fork in the road on this gratuitously long path that you guys did pass on the way here. It was heading
Yeah, right?
west. No, I mean before I even
yeah.
took you to this page of Roll20.
Sorry.
Oh.
And I'll drag
Yeah,
you
road
guys back into the main hallway right now. But if you guys wanted to double back that way, you could, and I could have just assumed that you guys were scouting this tunnel first. If you'd like, you can go back and explore a different hallway, or you can keep going down this way. The choice is yours. They are both gratuitously long hallways.
The choice is and yours
Way, I
alone.
guess.
Sorry?
I'm gonna check every corner, but
Well, I guess we keep going west, this way.
They're both going west, really.
Oh, you mean?
I mean that there's two almost identical options.
I take the first identical option. This way.
I wanna go where Chris just mentioned because I feel like there's a reason that he didn't just
I just wanted to inform you.
bypass it.
The choice is quite literally yours.
You can certainly try to go that way.
I'm going.
Let's see the other.
I am certainly moving my legs in this direction.
Okay, so I guess you guys are gonna just take a mental note that there was another way you could have gone back there,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
and
guess so.
and head along your way. In that case, if you don't mind, I can teleport you guys to the next intersection. It's a long
Could
hallway.
certainly try to
Fuzzbutt, get back here.
Yeet.
I'm feisty.
Assuming direct control. Yeah, this is the one unfortunate aspect of the Undermountain, is that it's just so darn big.
It's
It's
just
so darn big.
He made these damn hallways just so darn big. Where
Okay.
am I?
You guys head far
no.
to the west, and then you go all the way to the north until you come across a four-way intersection with yet another option up to the north that heads west. Sorry, east. Down each path, it descends pretty much into darkness. The path to the west that is cut off by the nature of the map being too darn big, that eventually turns northward. And the one to the east that you can see, maybe some of you can see with dark vision. I just realized Montana's way back there.
Yeah, I did not get picked up.
Weird. I saw you move on the
Hey.
screen. I was like, what is that thing?
Leave me with my ale.
Yale.
Ale.
Yeah, it's a big intersection. So, if you guys want to try and make an educated guess as to where you guys want to go next, do what you can.
Well. Are we going to look at every nook and cranny of this hallway, or are we just going to
Cranty.
proceed north?
Ale. I love
Cranny.
cranberry sauce.
From
See,
where I'm
talking's hard.
standing, I can see a little pathway here, so I'm just gonna like sneak up. Oh, it's just another hallway. I was kind of hoping it was a room.
It's another
This is just-
hallway.
This is just another hallway.
All
I
hallways
guess if you'd
lead to
like,
longer hallways.
can you make a perception check for me, Montana?
I sure can.
I like those.
I sure
Let me see
can.
it.
Oh, I like those.
I sure can.
I'm gonna can.
It's a perception
I'm
check.
gonna check.
Yes, we can.
Check.
Inspiration yet tonight, so I'm gonna try again.
Can we do it?
Great.
Right.
I mean, it's an
Cool.
improvement.
So what you sense is that there is a musty smell coming from down this hallway. It
It's
It's not
smells.
me this time, I swear.
It smells moldy and pungent.
A likely story.
It must not be that fresh.
That it
Was that-
smells down
Okay.
here. I'm
Repeat
sure
that,
they've all
Sheena.
realized. Oh, sorry. I let everybody know how bad it smells down here.
That was worth repeating. Thank you.
Can I
We
make-
should have. We
Can
should
we make an
avoid that
Arcana
hallway.
check to see which way my item that I'm looking for might be?
Not particularly. I don't think an Arcana check would work. I don't think it would serve a purpose to find it.
Would she know necessarily if it's in this labyrinth?
Um,
Like with a history check or something, maybe?
she knows that it is somewhere, just on this level of the dungeon.
Well, what is the magic item?
Damn it.
What are you looking for?
Forgotten the name, and I'll think about it. And
Oh.
hopefully, when the rocks hit my head, it kind of escaped my memory. But I'm sure I'll remember it as I stick around with you guys.
Cool.
It's a magic item, but I can, my village needs it, and that's all I remember right now.
Okay.
I'm sure
History-
I'll notice when I
history
see
item.
it.
Yeah.
You'll know when you see it.
Yeah.
I was supposed to come up with that for you yesterday, but I
Hey,
was kind
damn
of
it,
swamped
when
with
I
work.
asked, and it's like, oh god, Chris doesn't know what item it is.
Mm. Though
I forgot it,
it's mostly because I was gonna look through the entire level of the Undermountain to see if there was anything that aligned with that goal. So we'll have that answer for you next time. Volt is vague and mysterious about it.
I don't want you taking it. Like, if I told you now, I'm a little bit suspicious that you're gonna just take it.
I don't know if I
Before
can
I
trust
find
you yet.
Yeah.
Earl
Just yet.
sucks.
That's understandable. I already found my fancy lost item, so you're good.
Okay.
All right.
Are
Well,
any of you guys doing anything else to try and figure out which hallway you want to head down?
I don't know.
Can I detect magic and see if there's anything particularly coming from a hallway, or like one hallway has a strong something, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Not really.
You don't?
You know, I'll just say that you start sensing around for lingering magical auras that might have passed this way. There is a somewhat faint magical aura heading in that east tunnel that you're actually sort of have the toe in right now.
Um,
Alistair is also seeming to creep down the
I
northeastern hallway.
just see like a corner and heading like a room-looking thing, and I just kind of want to peek around it.
Sure.
I see another cavern at the end of that hallway.
Oh, there's a room.
There is, in fact, a room here. Let me get the description, because I need
Okay.
to have descriptions for a lot of rooms ready right now.
Oh boy.
I look back and say, "Room."
Room!
Well,
I was headed this way anyway.
good. I guess we'll check this place out.
Okay. Alistair shouts room, and as you peek into this room, Alistair,
Good movie.
the you know that's not true.
No.
In, in the middle of this room, this room's like 20 feet high, so it's a fairly sizable room. There is a limestone altar that is topped with a misshapen mound of gold that looks like it was poured onto the altar while it was like still like molten gold, and then left there until it
Ooh.
cooled and hardened. The walls surrounding this place, they seem to be carved with an intricate relief of lidless eyes and gaping mouths, all just like writhing in various shapes and forms. They are all dripping with a black sort of mildew that's making them very slick and shiny with moisture.
Don't like that.
This is probably where that smell's coming from.
I would agree. Well, it's us three. Mighty
There is.
twin. I guess I'll go up and investigate this altar.
Sure. You head up to investigate the altar.
Go gadget investigate. Oh my god.
So what are you doing to investigate it?
Oh,
Well,
everything.
you know, the typical look at the altar, try to carefully mage hand it around the gold that's melted. Well, not melted, but like look like it
Yeah.
was
The
melty and then dried.
the
Like a
schlep
magma
of
type-ish,
gold
yeah.
on it.
Yep.
I'm also gonna teleport
Look
the
at
rest
the
of the
relief.
non-movers over
See
here.
if there's any buttons
Oh
or
no.
anything.
I don't like
Is a
that.
mildew poisonous?
You're not sure.
Oh,
That would
no.
probably be a
Well, I'm
nature
not
check
gonna
if you
touch
wanted
it.
to figure that out.
I'll do a nature check before Alistair gets dangerously close.
Oh,
All right. Fairly knowledgeable of most things. You think you've read in a book somewhere that this stuff probably isn't good for you to breathe in for a very long time, but it's probably harmless. It's not
You're
like
good to go.
You breathe it in for a long period of time.
it's
like-
not as bad
Okay.
as like regular. I say regular, but like the more hazardous dungeon denizens like green slime or like brown mold or something.
It's okay, I have my mask on.
Hell yeah.
what kind of check would I need to do? I mean, me, Sheena, thinks that maybe someone was trying to like craft some sort of golden item here and maybe got interrupted. I'm curious to know more about that kind of gut instinct. What kind of check would I do?
I'm gonna
that.
say, do you have proficiency in either jewel crafting tools or smithing tools or other sorts of metalworking tools?
Uh,
You cut out.
no. Oh, sorry.
You cut out again.
Dang it. No, I don't.
Oh, I have.
Just yell at Kyla from the other room. Okay.
I think I have a tool expertise.
Okay. Well, first let's
Or-
resolve Alistair's roll.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fair.
So, Alistair, you go and you use your invisible hand to kind of poke and prod at this thing with that mage hand, Lagardaman, and you don't actually find any forms of like secrets on this thing, although you do find that there is a half-covered inscription written in a strange tongue. It is half covered by the molten gold that has covered this thing. So even if you could understand it, it's difficult to read. I will ask, does anybody speak any exotic languages?
Different
think-
exotic.
Draconic.
Draconic?
Draconic.
You're cutting out again.
Oh. Draconic, Infernal,
You're
and
still-
Goblin.
Infernal and Goblin, I heard those.
Yeah.
Goblin, and
Yeah.
Draconic.
And Draconic.
I know Elvish because I was an elf.
Have.
It is none of
I
those
don't
so
want to talk
far.
about it.
Oh, dang.
I don't have anything cool.
Okay. Well,
It's demonic, because we have being.
Yeah, is it? Does
so
that count?
It would have to be abyssal.
if you
It could've
call
been
Bean-
Yeah,
infernal,
yeah, yeah.
though.
if you call Bean over to investigate it, hold on, I'm just gonna mute Ben. So
Oh.
That's sweet.
you call over Bean, and Bean says, "Oh yeah, that's my language. I can speak that."
Oh.
Yeah.
What does it say, my bean friend?
It says, "A gift." It's cut off there. Can feed. That's it. I can't make out the rest. The rest is covered.
And does it seem like the gold portion can be moved or chopped off somehow?
I mean, it's molten gold that's solidified on top of this
To
altar.
the... Alright, so no.
But perhaps you can, like, try and figure out sort of the I guess, mineral nature or like some sort of way you can unattach it. I'd allow a nature check to figure that out.
I mean... Sure.
Okay. After a close inspection of this sloppy golden covering, you come to a strange realization. Although it is shiny and does appear to be gold, don't think that this is actually gold itself.
Oh.
From the looks of it, the lumps on it that from like a microscopic level almost, as you're like squinting your eye on it, it looks like there's a whole bunch of like cellular organisms.
Oh.
This appears to be some
I don't
sort
like
of
that.
Oh no.
Oh,
Of
no.
course it is.
Chris' favorite
Oh.
thing.
but it's not
Hey.
moving. It hasn't made any
Okay.
move to attack you or anything.
Yeah, because it
But-
would have done it by now.
But it does look like a big lump of slime that is completely motionless.
Hmm.
Can Bean, if Bean can read that, can Bean do a history check on if he knows what that is?
Not really. It was just
Oh.
like 4 words written in abyssal, which is
No,
the
like what the ooze is. like,
if you
does
wanted
he-
to
would
figure
he
out
know
the
what that
exact
creature
type of
is?
ooze, that would probably be another more difficult nature check.
I'll have Newt do it.
Okay. As Alistair proclaims this revelation to everybody, Montana
Okay.
kind of
This is-
backs up like, "Oh, I don't want to investigate that anymore." um,
I haven't done my inspiration, so okay, well,
yeah, you take a look at it, but it's nothing that you've seen in the swamps where you've come from.
all right. Well,
All the
I don't
way.
I think we
oh,
should
sorry.
touch it. Is what I think. Don't touch it. Don't even look at it. Not even you, Montana.
I turn away sadly.
Thought it was gold. Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything here?
Um,
There is
Yes, I'll-
also a door to the northeast, which I neglected to mention, just because I forgot.
I'll do my investigaties.
Okay. You head up to investigate this doorway. It seems to be a fairly hefty stone door. It has similar relief carvings on it, and there's a bit of the mildew on it, but there's a bit less on the door. You can easily access the handle and open it.
Hmm. Well, I guess I'll rejoin the. Do we want to go through that door or proceed through the hallway outside?
Let's go through the door.
Sure,
Yeah,
why
we're
not?
already here.
Where the- Well, actually, do I hear anything on the other side of the door first?
Sure. Make a perception check
Perception.
as your cat ears twitch against the mildewy surface.
I wanna listen too.
Your big old goblin ears.
Oh, shit, roll.
Tiny goblin ears.
You slap your baby Yoda ear against the door. Sorry, I'm
No spoilers.
okay. I will not say that then.
Yes.
Okay.
You're welcome. I just saved the internet.
Nice.
Oh, thank God.
It's been 2 days. No, it's been
Doesn't
like
matter.
4 days. Anywho, your perception check does not yield any information. You don't hear anything on the other side of the door.
Well,
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Wee.
stealthily open it.
You
Quietly.
stealthily. Okay, you can do it quietly instead of stealthily. If that's what you want to do, but you do open the door. It leads into a kind of wide open room. There are several doors in this chamber, as well as like a sort of dividing wall to the north. As you enter, I'm gonna have you make a perception check.
Yay. That's better.
Is better. There is an odd thing in this room, but we'll get to that. This room is 30 feet high, and there are frescoes on the walls. They've been painted to depict these strange cyclopean cities of black stone submerged beneath raging seas. And these just kind of like line the upper parts of the ceilings surrounding the entire room. But the oddest thing in the room is that there is just a skull just kind of floating in the northeast corner of the room, about 10 feet off the ground.
Oh,
Don't like that.
nope.
Is it like the ones that were in Skullport or no?
From your perception check, it doesn't appear to be on fire, unlike the ones in Skullport, which were like flame skulls. In fact, it is just kind of staring lazily at you on a slight tilt. It appears to be rather shiny, almost as if it's covered in silver.
Oh dear.
Has it noticed me?
It hasn't reacted to you.
Why do you say, "Oh dear"?
Anybody else noticing a pattern between these rooms? First we had an ooze covered in gold. Now we got a skull covered
And
in silver.
Are
and
we
then-
gonna find something that's bronze?
I mean, probably.
It's the goddamn Olympics in here!
Damn it. I want to get closer to it and look at it, but I don't. Ugh.
It's about right here.
Yeah, my.
It's tiny, so I didn't, like, draw it in there.
Well, I'm gonna like keep an eye out and carefully walk towards it.
Is it moving to
You
watch,
investigate?
Alistair?
It doesn't seem to be moving or reacting to you. But, Alistair, as you move forward,
I know. I'll get to the cliffhanger and then we can.
Turn into bronze.
okay.
Put myself in. how do I kill you now?
I'm going to need you to make a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Alistair, as you're going over to investigate this thing, you walk towards it and look up, and you feel this, like, wave wash over you. It feels chilly and cold and rather wet, and then you
I
kind
don't
of
like
start
it.
feeling numb, and it's a moment before you realize that you are completely engulfed
Oh no.
Damn it!
by a gigantic gelatinous cube. Everybody sees it reverberate as you enter its completely transparent flesh, and it starts shuffling forward with you, and this skull lingering at its center.
I just walk into it like, this doesn't surprise me, but I'm doing it anyway.
I'm immune to surprise, but boy,
This one-
I did not see this coming. And I think that's where we're going to have to pick it up next time. I
hate it.
am gonna have to. I'll put a note in the chat to deal some damage to you at the start of next time.
Oh,
Or maybe I'll
come
do it after the session ends. But everybody that came out to watch, thank you for watching. Thank you, Sheena, for joining us as Montana. At this point, I will say that maybe before entering these chambers, you decide to double back and go and make sure that your assets are secured.
Yeah, we're probably
You
not
got a
too far
call.
below the surface, so they're not gonna be too long coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just send you a call and like your
Yeah.
tombstone's like, dude, be there.
Okay, so next time, you guys can all watch us on Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Meggie as Volt will be joining us again next time as well. For about 3 to 5 sessions, patrons do get the chance to join us in these adventures. The higher the tier, the higher the chance. So if you're a patron, be sure to still be one. Good.
Good job, Chris. You
Good
do well.
marketing.
Me do good advert. So you can also watch our sister stream on Sunday from 9 to midnight Eastern Standard Time. Check out my books on Drive to RPG. Keep an eye out for Noble Crumpet's Book of Secrets, which is coming around Christmas time. And
Will you have a new map for New Dawn?
I will also probably have a new map for New Dawn, which is going to be the city in the Dork Vision stream. I just need to finish it and get that up on Patreon. Other thing for patrons on Patreon, you get access to all of the maps that I make for these adventures, except for these Undermountain ones because they aren't particularly creative.
Technically yours.
They're not technically mine.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, come and join us next time, and we will see
You're so
what
pretty.
happens to poor Alistair here and the rest of the crew.
Maybe his brain will be eaten.
Guess we'll have to find out next time. Have a
Yeah.
good night,
Okay.
everyone, and
Bye.
keep an eye out for anything that doesn't look like it should be there floating in midair.
Yay.
Oh, it's magical world.
Wear your masks.
Wear your masks too, obviously. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.